Hour one, John and Jim with you for the next 4 hours. A lot to react to. We're going to catch up with Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network, friend of the show. If there was like an AP ranking of the top 25 friends of the show, she'd be in it.
She's in the top 25.
She's in the top 25.
Yeah.
Okay. She's top 5 probably. So she'll join us in the 5 o'clock hour. John Ramey is the voice of the Nevada Wolfpack. Will get us ready for San Diego State, Nevada this weekend. If you missed our conversation with Andre Hekverdian, who covers San Diego State, you'll hear our conversation coming up as well. But we'll start as we typically start, and that's with the San Diego Padres, who did have a message for their fans yesterday that we briefly discussed, I think, in the 5 o'clock hour. This coming from the primary owner, John Seidler. So if you missed this yesterday, Jim's going to have this for us again. This is the message that John Seidler shared with season ticket holders yesterday as the offseason for the Padres is now underway.
All right. Dear faithful Padres fans, thank you for your unwavering and passionate support for the Padres in 2025. Because of you, we set a new all-time franchise attendance record and held the best home field advantage in MLB. You are the engine that powers the Padres and our players. On behalf of the entire Padres organization, we greatly appreciate you. You are the best fans in baseball, and we are grateful for your faithful support. While we have made the postseason in 4 of the last 6 years.
How many times has he said faithful so far?
Probably 5.
They love that word.
They do. While we have made the postseason in 4 of the last 6 years and had 2 consecutive 90-win regular seasons for the first time in franchise history, we fell short of our goal to win a World Series championship. Our elimination in the wild card round was a disappointment and exposed areas where we must improve. As we look ahead to 2026, our goal remains the same, but we need to get better to accomplish that goal. The process of getting better will begin immediately as we perform a thorough review of our organization with an eye towards improving and winning our first World Series championship. Thank you again for supporting the Padres, and I look forward to seeing you at Petco Park in 2026. Sincerely, John Seidler, Chairman.
Let me do the review.
Did you not like how I read that?
You read it very well. Here, you don't need to do a thorough review. Just hit the ball. Like it goes back to what Tati said. You want to do a wholesale change to the organization? You can't change Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. and how you kind of are in this mess in the first place. Like they're going to be back. They're leading you back to the postseason, hopefully in the future, and they're going to have to produce in the postseason. Like what thorough organizational examination is necessary? Mike Schultz going nowhere. Okay. You agree. If AJ Preller is going to go somewhere, okay, that's on John Seidler. They can make that decision. The organization can make that decision. I mean, I'm not parting ways with AJ Preller because Dansby Swanson makes good defensive plays. Like that to me is not, okay, you lost game 3. They had wizards in defense and you can't hit the ball and you scored 1 run.
Side note, how the hell did Dansby Swanson make all the plays against the Padres and against the Brewers, he turned into like, I don't know, give me the worst shortstop you've ever seen in your life. Anyway, I digress.
But don't you agree? And like, okay, so you're going to make these thorough organizational changes because the umpire missed a ball on Xander Bogaerts in the 9th inning. My point is like, they made the postseason. They came up short in 3 games. That's the story. It's the same story as last year. Hit the ball. What Toddy said, hit the ball. What Manny said, it's a disappointment. I mean, you can change the GM, Jim. You can change your organizational structure. At the end of the day, you got Manny Machado in the middle of your lineup and Fernando Tatis Jr. Next year, like nothing changes. They're going to be back. That's more important than a new GM or a new front office structure, in my opinion.
I agree. And it sounds so simple to, hey, just hit the ball.
Right.
But it's not as easy as that, right? Do you see what the Phillies are going through right now? You know, like they've put together a team that mashes, and they can't hit in the postseason right now, and they haven't hit in the postseason in the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what are you going to change? What needs to be changed other than your stars need to perform? We said it after they got eliminated last week. It's the same song and dance over and over again with this team, is that when the lights are the brightest, they shrink. And their offense, it just disappeared the last 2 seasons. And I don't know how you change it other than individuals just being better. Like it's such a easy thing to say, but it's so difficult because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if this team and organization runs out majority of the same players next year, are you expecting different results? Because right now they haven't proven as a team, the players haven't, that these guys can get it done.
I'm not necessarily expecting different results to your point. Here's what I expect next year. I expect them to once again compete for a postseason spot, even with all the question marks. We don't know about this rotation. There's a lot of question marks, obviously. Who knows what they're going to do via trade or free agency in the offseason? We haven't even started that process. But guess what? They'll be projected to be one of the teams that make the playoffs in all likelihood. And then they're going to get right back into the same situation. They're likely in the wild card round, because why wouldn't they be? They've won the division in 20 years. So is next year the year they win the division? They didn't do it this year. They didn't do it last year.
This year was probably the best chance you had.
So they're likely to be in a best of 3 series. What they need to do the next time they're in a best of 3 series is they need to call a sports psychologist and say, we've been in this spot the last 2 years and we can't hit the broadside of a barn. What advice do you have for us other than pitching no hitters every game? As in, I'm not expecting anything to necessarily change because Manny Machado in year 15, he hasn't produced the postseason his first 14 years.
Yeah. It just goes back to the core is the core. And unless major changes happen to that core, which I doubt will, like they're not trading Manny, they're not getting rid of Tatis. Merrill's here to stay for a long time. Xander's here to stay for a long time. Like you're not changing the core of this team by and large. You're going to lose some pieces this offseason for sure, but the core is the core. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, the Phillies, I go back to the Phillies and I'm watching the Phillies and they remind me a lot of the Padres the last couple of years is they just can't hit. Now, the thing is, they have a better offensive lineup than the Padres have, significantly better, with, I think, significantly better offensive players in their lineup. But you could say the same thing. They're choking right now. They're struggling. The pressure is getting to them, right? They're not scoring runs. Now, if you want to say credit to the Dodgers, okay. Dodgers have a really good pitching staff. I mean, they're not throwing Joe Schmo out there on the mound. Mm-hmm. They're throwing freaking Blake Snell and Ohtani and then Yamamoto in game 3. Like, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same philosophy and the mindset here is like, you're watching a team against the Dodgers right now in the Phillies that can't hit. And all they did in the postseason, all they did in the regular season was hit. You're watching a Padres team that when the lights are the brightest, they also can't hit. Now, they didn't hit in the regular season, but they did last year. Last year's offense was significantly better than this year's offense.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to the postseason, and you look like things are turning around because they do put up, 10, 11 runs in game 2 against the Dodgers last year. Game 3 at home, they put up 6 runs. Mm-hmm. And then after that, since game 3 last year, nothing.
5 runs in 5 games.
Nothing.
Shutout in game 4 and game 5, 5 runs against the Cubs.
And you got nothing to show for it.
Do we have the Manny sound that we didn't play from last week after they lost game 3? This is actually something that, we can talk about the changes that are going to come, and the offseason, of course, is important. But the Padres were in a position to win that series against the Cubs, and Manny took it in a whole nother direction. This was, if you missed this, you can comment on it, but this was Manny post-game after game 3 with the media in the clubhouse talking about ownership, right, and direction.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, there's no better way than what we did this year with what we had. I mean, cut payroll, and we do what we do. Hopefully we bring back O'Hearn, we bring back other guys that need to be here. I mean, this team is ready. This team is ready. We fell short this year, but I mean, we're confident in the group that we had that we can go out there and repeat it every single year. So, I hope they continue to do that and listen to us and ultimately listen to the fans that want to bring championships to City San Diego.
Now, he was asked by Marty about the impending free agents and if he would like to see them return to the Padres next year. And then he went down that route.
He went down the path of heading into 2025. He was talking about ownership, cut payroll. And then he went down the path of hopefully, because of what the fans did and how close this team is, hopefully they'll double down in their efforts and listen. But honestly, we've had the conversation today. They didn't do anything in the offseason between 2024 and 2025. I don't put what happened against the Cubs last week on ownership. I put what happened last week against the Cubs on people like Manny Machado.
And look, if you go back and listen and go to Marty's YouTube page and listen to the full 5.5, almost 6 minute interview there, the headline of that post game reaction was what he said at the end of Jake, but he also took all the blame, said it was his fault, put it on himself. He has to be better. And, so.
But he also gave himself, you can say that, but you're talking out of both sides of your mouth if you're Manny Machado when you say, well, they cut payroll heading into 2025. As if to say they put him in a disadvantage. They made it hard for us. Why would you say that? Why would you say we cut payroll? I mean, they didn't cut payroll significantly between 2024 and 2025.
Well, he was upset, and he said it during FanFest this past year. He was not happy that they didn't re-sign Profar. He was not happy that they didn't bring back Kyle Higashioka.
Like in the grand scheme, I'm with you. If we're talking about Profar who did nothing this year and was out half the year, and Kyle Higashioka, that should be able to be overcome.
And I think it was. They got back to the postseason, did they not?
Yeah, but he's saying, was that not an excuse?
What
hey, we cut payroll. Hopefully, we'll double down our efforts to resign these guys.
No, I think that was like a message to the ownership and a message to the front office. Like, don't take your foot off the gas pedal here, guys, because if you do, that's a problem. I only have so many years left remaining where I'm going to be a good baseball player. So continue to go out and sign free agents, make big moves, make bold moves, spend money. That was what I got from that.
Yeah, and I would say to Manny, why? We can do whatever. We could spend $300 million. It doesn't help you hit in the postseason.
Well, I also think what Manny is saying there is eventually if they keep going out and spending money and bringing in talent and making bold moves, that eventually one of these years they're going to get over the hump, And because if they stop going out and they stop signing players and they stop making moves and they turn into, I don't know, Pittsburgh Pirates or whatever, as far as they're doing nothing. I'm not saying they are.
That's what I was going to say, but it's not going to happen anyway, right? That's it's almost like old man yelling at clouds. Hey, we cut payroll this year and hopefully they listen to the team and bring back these guys and listen to the fans. They were never going to have this payroll. This payroll is going to be very similar in 2026 to 2025, right? Why wouldn't it be? The payroll in 2025 was similar to 2024. I think it's an excuse to go down the cut payroll path when you bow out in Game 3 to the Cubs in the manner in which you did.
How so?
Because it was completely in their hands. It had nothing to do with payroll. The reason they're not still playing has nothing to do with payroll. None.
It doesn't, but I think he was just referring to, I hope next year, we continue to build on what we have here from the last 2 seasons instead of continue to cut payroll.
I need to look at the evidence though. Did they cut payroll between 2024 and 2025? More than 2%?
They cut payroll. They dropped down below the luxury tax. Absolutely, they cut payroll.
But it wasn't like a significant. We're talking about Jerks and Profar missed half a year at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but you have to look at the moves they made. And when you sign Nick Pivetta and you give him the contract that they did, but they only paid him $1 million this year.
True,
and then they only paid $1 million to Michael King through his arbitration case.
Well, that's true, but I'm saying that all worked out. On field, they had everything they needed to win.
I know. I don't look at what Manny said there as him trying to make an excuse. I look at what Manny said there is going forward, still keep your foot on the gas pedal as an organization and don't, if you hey, Michael King, pretty important piece of the puzzle. We should go and bring him back. Ryan O'Hearn, who he mentioned, bring him back. And if you can't bring those guys back and you look at, say Ryan O'Hearn goes out and gets a contract like Jerks and Profar this past offseason, and they don't even make an offer to Ryan O'Hearn. I'm not saying Ryan O'Hearn is the end all be all. It's just an example. It's going to be viewed probably by Manny as we couldn't pay that. What the hell? The guy's not getting a $300 million contract. We can't go out and give a guy a $45 million deal for 3 years. I think that's what he was referring to.
All right, we can continue to react to that on the other side. Plus, we are going to be joined by Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network today. John Raymond, the voice of the Nevada Wolfpack, will join us as well as San Diego State gets ready for Nevada. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, listen for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Howl O Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. This year, new horrors awaken. 5 haunted houses, 8 terrifying scare zones, hidden speakeasies, and the shrills of coasters after dark. It runs select nights now through November 1st. Get tickets now at SeaWorld.com/San Diego. I saw you took to Twitter today, Jim, and had a question about when John Seidler or AJ Preller were going to speak with the media earlier today.
It was about AJ Preller.
About Preller.
Yeah. Just thinking out loud.
Right. Are you concerned about it? Yesterday you said you wouldn't be concerned this week.
No, it's just me thinking out loud. That's not a concern thing yet. Like I said, it's if we get to the end of the week and still radio silence from the Padres, my antennas will start to go up.
Right.
I have looked around baseball, the teams that have been eliminated already, to see which teams have spoke and which teams have not spoken. Red Sox have spoken. The Guardians, I believe, are speaking today.
Okay.
The Reds, I don't believe they have spoken, but they have announced publicly that their entire coaching staff will return.
Should be.
What other team? Who other team? It was the
There's
Padres.
only 4 teams
Okay.
eliminated.
Yeah, so Padres are their team. So yeah, Red Sox have spoke. Guardians spoke today. The Reds, TBD on that, but they have publicly announced like that there won't be any changes. And then the Padres, the only thing we've heard from is John Seidler.
Will you be concerned if we hear from the Phillies before we hear from the Padres?
Yeah.
As in the Philly season could be over tomorrow. They're playing game 3 in LA.
It will be over tomorrow.
Which means they could be speaking with the media as soon as Thursday or Friday.
Potentially, yeah.
In Philadelphia.
Could you imagine that?
So if we hear from the Phillies or one of these other teams that loses in the division series round before we hear from the Padres, we might not be that far off from that.
But the Yankees, they could lose tonight and they can speak tomorrow.
I wonder, yeah, exactly. An organization, like, it's a good point. Like, let's use the Yankees. If the Yankees lose, would there be a 10-day window of radio silence? Because if we don't hear from the Padres this week, it's a 10-day window of radio silence, other than the letter to the fans from John Seidler.
What do you mean? Like
it'll be 10 days before they speak to the media.
Yeah, but what about the Yankees? Are you saying?
I'm saying there's no way in New York you could go 10 days without speaking with the media. They'll speak the next day.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
people would lose their minds.
Yeah, no, they can't do that.
You can't. There's no world in which, hey, get back. Hey, Brian Cashman, like, hey, just speak to the fans in November. It doesn't work like that. Like the business of you get back to the business of baseball once the year comes to an end.
Yeah, like speak to your fan base that you have, said was the greatest fan base in the history of the sport. Which Padres fans are great, right? Speak to them. Mm-hmm. They deserve to hear from you. They deserve to know the direction of this franchise going forward. They deserve to know, like, hey, is Preller going to stay or is he going to go? Like, you got to make a decision here, and you got to just put your head down and go forward and be a little transparent. I'm not saying you have to be fully transparent with the fan base, but like, screw the media. The fan base is the ones that you should care about and speak to and like speak in a timely manner.
But that's kind of the point of speaking with the media. It was the media is the conduit to the fans. I mean, You're not going to put John Seidler on, hey, guys, come out to Petco Park today. We're going to put him at a podium at the pitcher's mound. You can hear what he has to say. I mean, they're going to have to speak with the media. When John Seidler took over, whenever that was.
It was earlier this year. February-ish, yeah. Like the end of February, I want to say.
I want to say Kevin said that after a 30-day window, the expectation was he would speak with the media. Remember, there was that 30-day window, and we never did. He never spoke to the media. To your point, they drew 3.4 million fans. The fans have been so good to this organization. The organization never speaks publicly, ever.
I still don't even know who the guy is, really. All I know is that he grew up a Dodger fan. It was hard for him to root for the Padres when they first became owners. Now he's a diehard Padres fan. He goes to a bunch of baseball games. That's it.
One of my recollections of the season was, I think the Padres were coming off the field maybe the final weekend of the regular season when they clinched or whenever that was. And some players were coming in and John Seidler was on was near the dugout and they were like,
who's this guy?
Who is this guy? Like one or two people maybe shook his hand and other people just kind of walked into the clubhouse.
I didn't see Manny Machado going up to him and giving him a big fat hug. I can tell you that.
No, and from Manny's public comments there after game 3, to your point, it sounds like he's putting at least some amount of public pressure on
Mhm.
a desire to continue to spend in the manner in which they've spent to continue to win at that level.
And let me just say this. I am all for Manny Machado doing that, by the way. All for it. You know why? Manny knows, we know, his time's running out. It's not like he's going to be this top 15 player in the sport for very much longer. It's not going to happen. He's going to be, what, 35 years old next
34
season?
in July.
34 in July next year. Like, you got a couple more years left of potentially some high-level baseball. And after that, it's going to be, sporadic, right? It's not going to be like, hey, he's playing 155 games every year. He's hitting 30 home runs. He's driving in 100 at 37 years old. That's kind of unlikely, guys. So, yeah, put the pressure on now. And he knows, like, hey, we have to start winning now. Now, a lot of it has to do with him. And a lot of it is on his shoulders, and he's kind of one of the biggest people to blame here. But you also have to look at it. It's not just all on Manny. A big part of it is, but still, you need to continue to fill out the roster with talented players and keep the guys that are helping you win, and getting rid of the guys that aren't under big time contracts, and still continue to have AJ Preller around to make the trades that are necessary, because he's shown the last 2 seasons that he will go out and by any means necessary, he'll find pieces to upgrade this team.
I would just say Manny got here as a 26-year-old. It would have been nice for him to produce in the postseason between age 26 and 33, as opposed to pressuring the organization to do it from 33 to 40.
He didn't. I know.
I mean, I agree with your point. They need to win in this window that exists right now, but you can't take advantage of missed opportunities, unfortunately. You were never going to have a better chance than when Manny was 29. And next year he's going to be 34. All right, we're going to switch gears. We'll hear from Colin Cowherd on the other side. Was it really a win for the Chiefs last night, even though they lost to the Jags?
I think it was, yeah.
We'll hear from Colin coming up on the other side. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us today. John Ramey, voice of the Nevada Wolfpack. They've got San Diego State in Reno this weekend, will join us as well. And we're here until 6 p.m. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Neighborhood House Association's Head Start. Okay. Postseason baseball last night. Brewers beat the Cubs 7-3 to take a 2-0 series lead there. Dodgers held on to beat the Phillies 4-3. They also have a 2-0 series lead in that one. Game 3 between the Mariners and Tigers has been delayed due to weather in Detroit. Why anybody would live in Detroit is beyond me. And Yankees Blue Jays, Game 3 in New York, 5:08 first pitch tonight. Blue Jays looking to finish off the Yankees as they have a 2-0 series lead in that one. Child care costs, you stress. NHA's Head Start offers free child development programs and support for families with kids 0 to 5. Enroll now at headstartsandiego.org. You might qualify and not even know it.
Have you been to Detroit?
No.
The defense arrest.
But why would I ever want to go to Detroit? Give me one reason to go to Detroit.
See the Tigers, Lions,
No.
Red Wings, Pistons.
No.
Like
Motown?
Michigan.
No.
So you're just gonna say Detroit sucks.
Yes.
Because it's raining.
Because it's raining today. And the game's gonna start on FS2 or whatever.
I'm just going to say that there is zero desire for me to ever go to Detroit.
So in your head, have you put Detroit as the last place you would go in the US from a big city perspective?
Big city perspective? Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Give me another big city that's like just blah.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, there we go. Cleveland's up there. Yeah. Cleveland, Detroit.
I mean, your wife is from the Philadelphia region, right?
Pennsylvania.
Philly does not have the greatest rap.
Doesn't
For being like, man, I can't. Everyone's moving to Philly. That's a booming metropolis.
I will say this about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the New Jersey area which she grew up in, right? While you might say, and you obviously
I grew up there.
You grew up there, so you know obviously more than I do. But in, I don't know, Michigan and Detroit, I don't know. There's just something about those two cities where I'm just like, and I've been.
Michigan is
Sorry. I meant Cleveland. My bad, not Michigan. Cleveland and Detroit. Sorry. I don't know. They're just kind of like blah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Like what's the allure to go to one of those cities other than sports?
I mean, it's fair. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland. It's a good Detroit. I don't know. Manufacturing, auto, Ford.
I just go back to Joakim Noah, one of the greatest post-game quotes ever.
Okay.
It's not verbatim, but it was along the lines of him saying, why would I want to go to Cleveland? Do you know anybody that would want to go to Cleveland? Like no one's saying, hey, let's go vacation to Cleveland. And that was when they were playing the Cavs in the playoffs when he was in the Bulls.
Funny.
He's like, no one's vacationing to Cleveland.
Look at this up. There's a famous tombstone I forget who it is. You could Google this. And on the tombstone, it says, I'd rather be here than in Philadelphia.
Where's that?
I don't know. It's like they didn't like Philly. Like, I'd rather be 6 feet under than in Philly. And my point is, a lot of those like Rust Belt cities,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, they've got that bad rap. But if you check them out,
Well, I do think if you're in Philly, you're close-ish to like New York.
Sure.
You can go
DC.
to the DC,
Yep.
the Jersey Shore. Like,
Yep.
you know, like you have options there, right? What? What's the
I'm
chat?
just looking at the chat.
What's
He's
the
like, can Jim point to Detroit on a map? No. he
No,
can't
no
point to
chance,
Detroit
guys.
on a map.
No chance.
All right, let's switch gears to the NFL. There's no real segue there.
Jim Point.
It's funny though, because he told me off air, you're like, Detroit, why would anyone live here? I'm like, Jim's going on his Detroit rant right now because there's a rain delay in the Tigers game. All right, so yesterday, good game between the Jags and the Chiefs. Entertaining game, high scoring,
Yeah.
good drama, turnovers at goal lines, late score from the Jags, right? So this was Colin today. Now, the Jags beat the Chiefs. The Jags are 4-1.
Right.
The Chiefs are 2-3.
The Jags are, I think, either atop the AFC or right there with the Buffalo Bills,
I was
right?
going to say, does anyone have a better record than 4-1?
No one has a better record than 4-1 right now.
All right, so atop the AFC, 2 games better than Kansas City in the AFC. This was Colin Cowherd today on San Diego Sports 760.
Jacksonville's a ridiculous winning team. I told the staff this morning, the Jaguars are a David Lynch film. Even the ones I like make me uncomfortable. They're just ridiculous. I mean, Kansas City averaged 7.6 yards a play. Before last night, a team that averaged 7.5 yards a play had won 33 straight games. I don't care what the final outcome was. Yards per play, first down, rushing, red zone. Kansas City's a better team. Patrick Mahomes did not see Devin Lloyd on a pick six. He didn't see him. Tom Brady had pick sixes, won in a Super Bowl. It happens. He did not see him. And the Jags deserve credit. Lloyd's a very good player. Right now, they lead the NFL in interceptions. I don't think it's sustainable, but that's a great play. But I was impressed with the team that lost. Kansas City, keep your eyes open for Brashard Smith, that late round receiver kid from Miami, number 24. Keep your eye on him. Mahomes hit 8 different receivers. Mahomes athletically, in the best shape he's been in, he looked great. I'm telling you, Kansas City's coming, and they're coming fast. And the Jaguars, they're ridiculous. They get to the 1 yard line and they fumble. And then later, the final play of the game, a guy I love, Trevor Lawrence, is falling all over the place, tripping over his left guard. This is not sustainable. It's nonsense.
What the hell are you talking about, Colin? I hate the Chiefs.
Isn't that
that's the dumbest take I've ever heard since Colin's last dumb take about how Jim Harbaugh is the greatest coach in the history of the sport. And since that dumb take, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers are 1-2.
Or 0-2, maybe 1-2.
It was right before their game against the Broncos.
Okay.
Colin, what are you talking about?
I love it. Watch out for the Chiefs. Oh, wow, what a take. Chiefs might be there in the end.
If you're the guy that when you watch a game and you look at the box score and your team loses,
right?
And the first thing you say is,
outplayed them.
We outgained them in yards. You don't understand football, you moron. You are a moron. Sorry.
7 yards to carry.
7 yards to carry.
7 yards per play.
The Chiefs had a turnover in that game, but you know what? No one saw it.
I think the bigger story is not that, hey, the Chiefs outplayed the Jags. The Chiefs led 14-0 and were in control of that game and didn't win it. The Chiefs had a 14-0 lead on the road. And I'd credit Jacksonville for as good of a win as you could ask for.
Dude, the Chiefs' special teams was horrific last night.
Awful.
Patrick Mahomes threw that interception.
It counts.
It counts. Congratulations, you outgained them in yards. You lost the game. And instead of
more hits in baseball, we had 10 hits. We had 10 hits.
I don't care. And by the way, yeah, Trevor Lawrence fumbling at the 1 yard line, the defensive player knocking it out. Yeah, that's a bad play from Trevor Lawrence. But don't you think you should give a little credit to Trevor Lawrence at the end of the game for that could have been a disaster and it turned into the game-winning touchdown?
The whole drive. How about the throw he made, Jim? The drop in a bucket throw between kind of two defenders down the right sideline on that drive was a gorgeous throw.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't hear Colin call out Chris Jones for completely giving up on the play that cost him the game last night. I didn't hear Colin calling out and saying that the last drive from the Jaguars in the game was a really great one. Like, I didn't hear that.
It was a great
You're a
drive.
moron.
Tune in 9 to noon weekdays.
God, my ears are bleeding when I listen to that.
You got, Brent?
Bleeding.
I'm looking at the Chiefs schedule.
Yeah.
They got the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week.
Good luck.
Wait, where is the game? At home?
It's Kansas City.
Don't worry. If the Lions win the game, the Chiefs will actually win the game.
Then they play Oakland, Vegas Raiders, so they'll beat them. But then they play Washington, so who knows? Because they have to court. Yep. At Buffalo.
Jeez.
At Denver.
Whoa.
And then they play the Colts in Kansas City.
Like the talking point today is little worried about the Chiefs, guys.
And like Jags' arrival, that's a good win.
Exactly.
It's just a good win, especially in that fashion from 14 points down.
Like, I think the Chiefs will eventually be fine.
I agree.
But they are not the top of the AFC. Not the class of the AFC by any stretch right now.
Well, no matter how they finish, they are no 1 seed candidate in all likelihood. They're going to be playing on the road in the postseason. They have 3 losses already. Buffalo has 1. So there's a decent scenario where they're a 3, 4, 5 seed in the postseason. Might have to play multiple road games.
Hey, credit to Will Brinson, who actually watches football.
Yeah, he was high in the Jags.
Exactly.
He was.
Jags are a good team.
They're good.
Did I take the Jags yesterday?
No, I did, you idiot. You took the Chiefs. You took the Chiefs. I said the Jags.
I
would win a close one.
But hey, look, when you don't watch football and you have a pre-prepared statement from your producers, you sound like that.
No, he watched the game.
I know he did.
Colin is a football fan.
He is.
And I'm with you. He doesn't watch every game.
No.
But the Monday night standalone Chiefs Mahomes game, which is all of his content, he watches that game. And I think that's why he was so animated. But he's like, I have this big thing I need to say.
Well, it's a dumb take.
It was the MLB Network, Shohei Ohtani. I know they lost at home to the Royals 8-5, but Ohtani was unbelievable. That's the bigger story. Remember that?
Yeah, that was
they lost the game, but they won the game. They might get the last laugh when we're talking about. Yeah,
we're talking about it. So I guess you got something accomplished there with your stupid take.
100%. All right. We're also, by the way, the reaction post game yesterday was unbelievable following the Phillies game 2 loss.
It's very familiar. A very familiar postseason reaction.
100%. So we're going to hear that coming up as well. Again, Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network is on the show. So is John Ramey, the voice of the Nevada Wolfpack. We have giveaways for you today as well that we're going to tell you about coming up on the other side. We're here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We have the sound. We can react to this here. You got the Phillies postgame sound, Brent. So we were both watching this in studio late in our show yesterday. This is playing out between 5:45 Pacific and 6:15. Right. Like in that window. Mm-hmm. And the Phillies actually, to their credit, had a nice comeback. It's 4-0. Their season's on life support. They score in the 8th. They score 2 in the 9th with no one out. Right.
They had 2 on, no out. Nick Castellanos, he hits a 2-run double.
That was bang, bang. He was nearly out at second, but he was safe on replay.
Now it's 4-3, runner on second, nobody out.
No one out.
All the momentum right now is on the Phillies side. That place is going crazy, right? So obviously, the first thing that everyone is thinking about is like, oh man, the Dodgers bullpen's going to blow it.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Thompson, Phillies manager, has other ideas. I know we have all the momentum in the world. Base hit most likely would tie the game, even though Castellanos isn't the fastest of runners, but base hit, you're probably getting a tie game here. So you know what I want to do? I want to give them an out, and I want to make sure that the momentum just stops.
Who's the batter?
Is it Stott?
Maybe Bryson Stott. Yeah, it may have been.
I will say this. The wheel play or the whatever they're calling whatever the Dodgers did in that game in the 9th inning there.
Exactly what it
was a pretty perfect defensive play by the Dodgers. And that bunt, it goes right to Muncy and Mookie. It's a little bit of a bang bang, but still, it was a great play by the Dodgers. Great play.
True, but it also was like you showed your hand. The corners are racing in
because the first pitch was high.
Yeah, so you have to have a perfect bunt. The corners are racing in. Like it's hard to sacrifice in that scenario without a near perfect bunt.
And then you look at what Nick Castellanos did. Like, dude, you have to be better in that situation.
You didn't have to go
because you didn't have to go. If you're watching, Mookie is sprinting.
Yep,
sprinting. You have to understand too that the second baseman, because you can see the first baseman, you see the first baseman crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Second baseman's not going to just all of a sudden cover second.
No, he couldn't. Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, it backfires because they make the first out of third, and then the Phillies never tie the game.
Correct.
Roki later comes in the game. He picks up his second save. He had never picked up a save in his career. He's had him in back-to-back games.
You know what's ironic is the very next hitter, base hit.
The next hitter was a base hit. That's exactly right. Because it was first and second after the runner was thrown out at third base. Anyway, post game in Philadelphia, it almost sounded like the wrap up show. All right. There was a whole panel, a former Phillies GM, Ruben Amaro, former Phillies reliever, Ricky Batalico, Michael Barkan has been doing post game for forever there. This is what it sounded like post game in Philadelphia.
My dad used to say, I don't care what he did. I want to know what you did. And what Rob Thompson did was not pinch run. He bunted with Stott when he could have
pinch run.
Who's he going to pinch run?
He
could have pinch run.
He could not have pinch run the guy.
How could he not have pinch run?
He could not have pinch run the guy because he had to hold on Bader. Bader could not run the bases.
I would have let
only hit.
Ruben, I would have let Bader walk.
You would have to
let him walk the second. The run scores.
The man, he would have been done if he would have had to run. He probably would have.
I wouldn't have had him run, but that's how you got to be thinking. Come on.
They're so mad.
That's what happens when you bunt, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Why do we accept it here?
Right.
People are yelling at each other there.
We don't accept it.
I know we don't.
We don't. We
I don't know if we scream.
Oh, we scream. And what they sounded like post game reminded me of a lot of what we sounded like post game wrap up show wise.
Yeah, the wrap up show. Yeah.
Because, I mean, they bunted one time and everyone's losing their mind in Philadelphia.
And
here in San Diego, all Mike Schilt did was bunt.
And you're right. It's a momentum killing play, even if it works. Rob Thompson saying either post game or today that they were playing for the tie at home.
He said post game they're playing for the tie.
Playing for the tie, which baseball strategy does support extending a game out. But I'm with you. I think it's a jugular play. You're down a game. It's 4-3, nobody out. You're playing to win because you're already down a game. You have to win the game. How could you give up an out? You have to win the game. How could you give up an out?
It's ridiculous. And I will say, though, like if you watch the overhead shot of the Dodgers defensively, they ran it to perfection. Now, the Phillies helped them out by having literally a perfect bunt right to Muncy. Like it wasn't some kind of weird, like short little nubber. It was like a perfect bunt right to Muncy in stride. And Muncy could just, turn around, flip it to third where Mookie was at. Now Mookie, he had a sprint that way, but man, that bunt right there was pretty awful. It was awful. And every manager out there that is pro bunt, man, there is so much data in front of you now how bunting does not work in the long run. And bunting ends up being something that's going to cost you games.
I mean, I'm at the point now where I'm like, the Dodgers are in the World Series.
Correct.
Like, I don't need to watch Dodgers Brewers.
No,
I don't need
Dodgers
to watch. Come on. It seems to me to be just a formality. I don't even know if I need to watch the World Series. To be honest with you, I mean, they're 4-0 in the postseason. They've won in a variety of ways. They scored 1 million runs against Cincinnati. Now they had to come from behind win in game 1 against Philly. They held on for dear life in game 2. Rocky's become some closer, an elite closer in the big leagues.
What's happening?
So it's like, I mean, are the Phillies really going to LA and even extending the series? I don't think so. I think the series ends in game 3.
You're facing Yamamoto game 3 and then Glasnow game 4. And if he gets to game 5 in Philly, you're facing Ohtani again.
Well, if you get to game 5, you'll take your chances.
True.
If you get the thing back to Philadelphia, but I don't see it going beyond 3 games, truthfully. And yesterday, I'm with you. Like, when you have momentum like that, it just doesn't make any sense. So you move the guy and then a sack fly and you're 4-4. You're not even guaranteed to win the game.
No, and this ain't regular season where you get a ghost runner at second.
Right.
And we don't have the sound, but I listened to Max Muncy postgame.
Okay.
And someone asked him about, did that help kind of calm the momentum of the Phillies? And he said, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing Mookie Betts. They stated that the Phillies bunting there. Now it had to be a perfect defensive play by the Dodgers, and they executed it perfectly. But to a man, they all said the same thing, that stopped the momentum and was the biggest play of the 9th inning, was that bunt call by the Phillies there. I mean, come on, is Bryson Stott a guy that can't hit? Like, what are we doing here? And if you see after the first bunt attempt, you see kind of what the Dodgers are maybe doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. At that situation was just awful. And I'm not saying it's the only thing that cost the Phillies there, but it just proves the point more that giving up outs in the postseason is ridiculous in those situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Padres did it leading at one point in the Cup Series. Did they not? Did they give up an out leading in the series in game 1?
Yeah.
It's one thing to do it with a lead.
Jackson Merrill.
It's a whole nother thing. Yeah, that's right. Merrill on his own. It's another thing to do it trailing in the 9th inning, down a game where you have to win the game.
And there's no outs in the inning. Like, you scored 2 runs. You had a runner at second with nobody out. And you said, you know what? Just kidding. We're going to give you guys an out here.
Yeah, we got to get that guy to third.
Got to get that guy to third. What?
All right. If you missed the decision, what a massive moment in NBA history earlier today.
Where were you?
As said by LeBron James, was it bigger than the original decision? If you missed it, you'll hear it coming up on the other side. If you missed our conversation with Andre Hagverdian, who covers the Aztecs for the East Village Times, you'll hear that in the 3 o'clock hour. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us today as well. We've got giveaways for you: tickets to Howl O Scream, tickets to see Yellow Card, and more. So stay with us. Hour 2, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Postseason action last night. Brewers all over the Cubs. They have a 2-0 series lead there. Dodgers holding on to beat the Phillies. They also have a 2-0 series lead. Game 3s this afternoon. Mariners and Tigers still in a rain delay when that game gets underway. Probably will be happening the same time as the Yankees-Blue Jays game later tonight. Yankees-Blue Jays, game 3 of that series. Blue Jays looking to close out the Yankees. And, of course, Mariners-Tigers, that series is tied up at 1 apiece. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples. Now, through October 11th, save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. We'll hear from Andre Hekverdian. He covers the Aztecs for the East Village Times. Hear that conversation coming up at 3:30. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us at 5:30. Now, we do have some giveaways today, Jim. We're going to hear from LeBron James. What a day.
When's he calling in?
What a moment. He's supposed to probably 3. I told him not to call right at the top of the hour.
Okay.
It's like 3:05.
Yeah, it gives a little time to get into the segment.
Yeah. He's like, I can do 3. I'm like, 3:05?
3:05 would probably be
better.
I
can't really do 3, LeBron.
Yeah.
We have tickets to Hallow Scream, SeaWorld San Diego.
Boom.
Which reminded me, if either of you seen either the Netflix show Monster? Have you seen the promo for it, or have you started watching it? It's about like the dude in Wisconsin in the 50s.
No.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Why?
We watched the first episode. If you want to have nightmares for the rest of your life, watch it.
Okay.
I'm not surprised at John's.
8 episodes.
8?
8. And this dude, I never heard of this dude.
He's the inspiration for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Psycho and half a dozen other horror franchises. So
Aaron will not want to see it.
Called Monsters?
Monster, maybe?
It's that same, remember the Dahmer show?
Yeah,
that
it's
was
the same
on
guy.
A couple years ago.
The dude
it's
that
the
did
same
like
show.
Versace, whatever that guy's name is, the director.
Ryan Johnson, I think. Ryan something.
Ryan, yeah.
Oh, so I thought this was like a documentary. Maybe? Okay, so this is
documentary.
Okay.
But my point is, we watched the first episode. Now that the wrap-up show's over, I have all this time.
I know.
And I'm like watching, I'm watching like Monster on Netflix. I'm like, why are we watching this?
I could have told you wouldn't like
it. It's horrific. So anyway, don't watch it.
Okay.
I don't even know why I went there. Oh, because of Hallow Scream.
Okay.
Because Hallow Scream is scary, but that thing, I'm not watching that. We also have a pair of tickets to see A Day to Remember with Yellow Card, October 23rd, Gallagher Square at Petco Park. All right, LeBron James.
This is a big decision that he just made.
So I saw yesterday the tickets for the final Lakers home game of the year went from like a low of $68 to like $568.
Yeah.
Right? At StubHub.
Yep.
Because people are like, oh, he's going to announce that he's retiring or he's going to get traded to the Celtics. I mean, that made no sense. But he was going to make this big announcement. Well, the big announcement, if you missed it earlier today.
Let's listen to it.
Was this.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's on pins and needles across the country. You ready to go, LeBron? Where's the powder?
Left it at home.
LeBron, fans want to know where you're taking your talents this year. What's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is tough. In this fall, I'm going to be taking my talents to Hennessy VSOP.
VSOP? And this was the conclusion you woke up with this morning?
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Why?
I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win more at hosting. And not only that, win at signature cocktails, win at having a good time, win at impressing guests, win at making memories, win at making it look easy, win at leaving people wanting more.
LeBron, appreciate it.
I like
but lose and do commercials.
Hey, big win for Hennessy.
I mean, yes. What do you pay for that? More than anyone's ever. I mean, you got to be paying a lot.
More than what they paid Nas.
I mean, that's a lot. But you called it, right? It wasn't anything of real substance. It was just a marketing ploy.
100%. There's no chance that was going to be anything other than a marketing deal. I thought it was going to be for Prime Day. I was wrong.
That's right. That's right.
But, not surprising. It's him partnering with somebody else. I mean, look, the stuff that LeBron's done recently to like tease at retirement, but then it's like, I've partnered with Amazon. I've partnered with Hennessy. I mean, could you be any more cringe? Could you be any more cringe than LeBron James?
You know how much that Hennessy costs too? It's
how much?
$54 a bottle.
I would figure it would be more than that.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like in the hundreds.
Like $540. Here's my question. Forget about all this for a second. Year 23 for LeBron. The Luka trade last winter. There was, oh my gosh, the most lopsided trade in NBA history.
Yeah.
Are they positioned to be playing in the Western Conference Finals this year? I mean, I thought it was how could we say, oh my gosh, the Mavs traded Luka. This is going to go down as the historic moment. Well, is it or not?
All right.
Aren't you going to have to win?
Thunder, Denver. We'll see what happens with the Clippers and if Kawhi can stay healthy or if he's going to be cut because of his aspiration deal. Warriors, if they stay healthy, but they're old.
Stop.
No, I meant like just like contending teams in the West.
Right. That's why I said stop.
And I said if they're healthy. Lakers, T-Wolves. I mean, at some point, Wemby with the Spurs.
Did you say Houston?
Houston. So that's like 8 teams right there that you're like.
But they're among those teams that things are put together.
But if you're looking at the top teams in the West, there's probably like, you got the Thunder, Denver, and I don't know who the third team would be. Maybe
Minnesota or Houston.
But I mean, the loss of Fred VanVleet's pretty massive for the Rockets. That's a huge loss for them for the year. With Fred VanVleet, I would absolutely put them in the top 3. I might even put them, above Denver, and right there with OKC. But without Fred VanVleet, they'll still be up there though. They're still a good team.
Yeah, I'm curious because I mean, Luka's in his prime. It's like Luka revenge season. Luka's slimmed down. He's one of the best scorers like in the history of the NBA. You still have LeBron, who still looks like LeBron.
He's gonna have all these jersey patches like Hennessy and Prime Video. His shoe's gonna have a patch on it for like some vodka chain or something.
What's the deal with Bronny?
He's just pimping himself out.
Is Bronny like good now?
No.
I thought he was good now. So I'm in like summer league, like dropping like 10 and 5.
Summer league? It's preseason.
Whatever. This summer though, he was in summer league, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he was good again.
He's a really good summer league player. Yeah. He's a really good G League player. NBA player, not so much.
So he's not going to play a role. He's not a difference maker for
Serious?
I don't know. We're only a couple of weeks away, right? From the start of the regular season.
It's coming up here pretty quickly. Yeah.
It's kind of, again, it's so overshadowed in October.
Well, yeah. NBA season doesn't really like kick it into full gear until Christmas. That's why a lot of people are saying like, hey, let's start the NBA season on Christmas.
Right.
Instead of October.
Maybe go further into the summer. Finish it up in August before the NFL.
Yeah, because all there's going on in the summer is baseball.
Yeah.
So yeah, cut your season down a little bit. Go deeper in the postseason. There you go.
Are you excited for the return? What's the return of the thing that makes no sense with the group stage and the
NBA
Cup? NBA Cup.
I legitimately
forgot about that. That's back.
Great.
It's pretty exciting.
No, nobody cares.
Brian, what do you got? Oh, I thought you were about to say something. All right. So Hennessy was the announcement. Exciting. Hennessy was the announcement.
So it was so predictable in so many ways. Anybody out there that thought it was going to be actual retirement thing?
How do you think he will eventually one day announce his retirement? Will it be like when he announced he was going to the Lakers and it's just like a sentence and a release? Or will it be the big, grand, whole year, every city he goes, he's presented with something?
This is LeBron James.
Right.
He is the ultimate, like, look at me guy. There's not going to be this small, like, hey, here's a press release. I'm retiring. Like, it's not, I mean, that would be kind of badass, though, at the end of the season. And he just sends out a 1 word or a 1 sentence thing.
I'm out.
I'm retiring, period. That'd be dope. That'd be sick. I would actually have a lot of respect for him if he did that. But he's not going to do that because it's LeBron James, and he wants all the everyone to talk about him, no matter what.
Where's your distaste most for him? Is it because of the back and forth with the Warriors? Is it because of all the NBA finals, the back and forth, the game 7? Like, where does it stem from?
All of that combined. It stems from the situation in the finals where he cried about Draymond Green, got him suspended. It stems from, he also did, go off in that series and Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Right.
It stems from LeBron being a guy that's like, I'm the best player in the league. Like, he self-proclaimed himself the best player of all time after they beat the Warriors.
Right.
He said that. He said, I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I was just like, dude, shut up. You're not. Always making it about himself. Like, it would not surprise me at all if LeBron announced he was retiring during like the NBA finals.
right, exactly.
Completely upstage.
During game 7.
Yeah, completely upstage the finals. And I just think he's cringe. And I mean, I don't know. He's,
I want to know. Here's the amazing thing with sports. It's like if LeBron spent his last 7 seasons like with the Warriors.
Correct.
Or it's like, what were you saying about KD when he was on the Warriors?
I mean, I loved KD.
What are you saying about KD now?
Thanks for coming to the Warriors. I don't like hate on him.
You kind of have.
Probably. I mean, I'm not like ripping him, but I mean,
what would you say about Steph if he left?
That would not.
That can't happen.
It's not going to happen. There's no way it's happening.
Even with did you think there'd be a day when Clay left?
Yeah, I did.
All those injuries.
Yeah. And Clay's not to the level of like Steph. Steph's like a god for the Warriors.
Right, 100%.
And all their fans.
Oh, of course.
He's their Kobe.
Yeah,
he's their, whoever.
As he should be.
He's their Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
he's their Dirk. So he's not leaving.
Check your Twitter. All right, coming up at 3:30, Andre Hekverdian. He covers the Aztecs for the East Village Times. If you missed our conversation, you'll hear it coming up at 3:30. On the other side, we're going to do a giveaway for you on the other side. We're going to give away yellow card tickets coming up next, October 23rd, Gallagher Square, Petco Park. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. Plus some news related to the WBC, which returns in 2026. We'll give away these tickets to see Yellow Card, Gallagher Square, Petco Park, October 23rd. On the other side, an update on the future of the WBC, plus Andre Hekverdian from the East Village Times at 3:30. This is John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, and it is Trucktober at your Toyota dealer. Your best time to get into a new Toyota truck. They've got the largest inventory of Tacomas and Tundras ready to roll. The Tacoma is known for its legendary toughness, off-road capability, and everyday efficiency. Perfect for weekend adventures or just tackling your to-do list. And the Tundra brings serious power, impressive towing capacity, and bold design, plus the latest tech and comfort features. Whether you need a truck that's built for the trails, built for work, or built for your family's next adventure, Toyota's got you covered this Trucktober. There's no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. We make it easy. See your local Toyota dealer today. I download the iHeartRadio app, search for San Diego Sports 760, and put us in your presets. The all-new iHeartRadio app. Make sure to download that today. Two things, because I know everyone was waiting for it. The Hulu documentary on UNC football is off.
Oh, man.
Because UNC football has been off. They've been outscored by 90 points against their 3 P4 opponents this year.
Yeah, they suck.
I mean, not only do they lose in horrific fashion. They lost to Clemson at home this weekend. They lost by 30-something. Clemson's not even good. They lost at home to TCU in the opener by 30-something.
They're awful, dude.
So Hulu was going to do the doc, but since it wasn't going to paint North Carolina in a positive light, it's off. Because how can you paint them in a positive light if they're going to go 3-9?
You can't.
So, I mean, yeah, I get it. But I kind of don't, because what I liked about something like Hard Knocks is you just do the show. You're not going to not do the show and say, oh, this team's not very good.
Well, they do the show during
training camp
because they don't know if they're going to be good or not.
Right.
Now we know if team's going to be good or not for the most part, depending on who they are. But there's no like, oh man, tough loss yesterday.
Right.
You know, like it's a preseason game. Then no one cares.
Right.
They're not documenting like, hey, we're in week 10 and we've won one game.
Right.
Things
exactly.
are going off the rails here.
Well, they announced in August, Carolina's official account, that they were doing a Hulu docuseries. Well, a month passes and the thing is going sideways. They're trying to buy out Bill Belichick's contract. They're going to lose 9 games.
Yeah, his girlfriend is not helping.
She's on the sidelines now. She went from the suite to the sideline.
Yeah, the whole thing is a mess. It's an absolute mess.
You know the whole, how does this impact LeBron's legacy? Not this, but how does this honestly impact Bill Belichick's legacy the last 12 months?
I was thinking the exact same thing today.
Dude, his legacy, no, I think it's taken a nosedive, dude. I think it is absolutely the combination between the sideshow that we've talked about for a year and the non-sideshow, which is his head coaching job here.
Before he took over the UNC job, right? He had a couple years with the Patriots without Brady. Brady goes on to win a Super Bowl. Not the greatest for Bill.
But I was okay with that. Wasn't most people say, listen, he's still a great coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Sunset of his career.
Yeah. But there was a little bit there of like, well, Bill, you know, and don't get me wrong, regarded as the greatest coach in NFL history once he left the Patriots and left the NFL, right? Kind of like the book was closed there. Goes to college and you're like, what? And I bet you now when it's all said and done, because this is not going to end well for Bill at UNC. This is going to end horribly. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean,
it's not going to be like in year 6, they get it all figured out and they win a national championship. There's no year 2.
Like I'm with you. I don't think people's first thought when they think of Bill Belichick will be like, man, he's the greatest coach of all time. They'll think like he was a great coach, but Brady, you know, how much he played a role into this, and then his UNC gig, like, ugh.
I mean, I agree with both of you in terms of, yes, he'll be remembered as one of, if not the best NFL coach of all time. But I also believe this is part of the story now because he opened up that can. Like you can't put this back in the can, so to speak.
One, nobody expected him to come in and win at Carolina, at least in the first year. Nobody was like, oh, he's going to win.
Yeah. People were curious, though.
They were curious, but nobody was realistically like, oh, they're going to go in and win the ACC in his first year. And 2, you're going to look down on him as a coach because he's got a hot young girlfriend.
It's not about looking down on him. I'm
That's
just
a lot
saying
of people,
that his
though.
Legacy, he was so
exactly
buttoned
though.
up.
His legacy would be tarnished because of that.
I'm just saying he was so buttoned up as an individual. His image was so, I don't even know if clean's the right word, but like he had this image and persona about him that I think has changed.
It was all about eliminating distractions, and it was all about
team first and the inside.
We are not going to be on the front cover of TMZ. We are going to just go about our business and do our job. And when he started, dating this girl, again, date whoever you want, who cares? But he then went from, hey, we're never talking about Bill's personal life to that's the front page is Bill's personal life. And now he's also doing awful at North Carolina. Yeah.
Like, how will this end?
It's part of the story for sure.
How does this end? I think there's only really one possibility. He's relieved or they part ways at the end of this year
Yeah.
would be I think that's the only scenario. I mean, it could come before the end of the year. I don't think they would do that out of respect for him, but I don't see how there could be a second year.
I don't see how there can be either. Like you, I mean, you're kind of going to be turned in here if they don't turn this around really quickly here. You're going to be turned into like a little bit of a laughing stock, right? The girlfriend, Bill, the team sucks.
The lopsided scores.
The lopsided scores, the Hulu thing. Like, it's just the whole Patriots thing where he's like, I'm not allowing any scouts on the sideline or anybody from the Patriots not allowed here. Like, what?
I mean, again, I'm not putting all this on Bill Belichick, but you lost at home to TCU 48-14. You lost at home to Clemson 38-10. You went to UCF and lost 34-9. Your wins are Charlotte and Richmond.
A lot of it's on Bill, though. How could you not put it on Bill?
Okay, that's fair. I agree, but I won't put it all. I'm just looking. It's the ACC, so they're playing no one. Like they still play like Stanford, but I mean, they're not making a bowl game, for example. You know, maybe they win 4 games, maybe they win 5 games. So it's just been a very interesting year. That's what I would say. I didn't expect it to. I guess I didn't expect this chapter maybe in the Bill Belichick story. I thought maybe he coached for like the Atlanta Falcons at the end or something.
He tried.
Right.
The remaining schedule is.
It's not that bad. I just looked at it. It's really
Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke,
right?
NC State.
I mean, you should win a few of those games. They're not playing anyone in the top 10. They're not playing Miami. They're not playing Florida State. Right.
Every one of their losses is just like a blowout.
I mean, they've been hammered.
Charlotte and Richmond.
That's only wins.
I don't know. Another analogy. This would be like saying that, when you think of Nick Saban, his legacy's tarnished because he went to the Dolphins and sucked.
No, but to me, that's the difference there with Nick Saban is like that wasn't A, the final act, and B, it wasn't like a sideshow.
But I think Belichick did enough in the first act that's why I don't think this matters. I think at the end, he's still going to have more Super Bowls than anybody. And, I think nobody's going to be like, oh, he's not the greatest coach anymore because, he has a girlfriend.
That's not why
he should only dedicate
that.
his life to football and only football and not have a personal life.
NFL
People are not.
legacy is
That's
the
not what people are saying.
Right.
Because he has a
That's what
girlfriend.
lots of people are hitting
I'm just saying
that
that
they're not saying
about
that.
it.
But
They're 100% not saying
Then
that.
why are they
people
throwing a
are
fit about
saying-
it?
Brent, stop talking.
people are saying that it is utterly shocking that Bill Belichick has been on TMZ multiple times in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Like the whole book deal fallout, the whole thing has been a complete disaster.
When you have somebody that like his entire life now is run by this 26 or 27-year-old. And
Just like CC'd on his emails.
Right, and he's like controlling his life. It's a story because Bill has always been the guy that never wanted to be the front page, and now he's the front page because of this. So
yeah, I mean, it's very odd.
It's it.
All right, Andre Agverdian, if you missed our conversation with him, he covers the Aztecs for the East Village Times. Reaction to the big win this past week against Colorado State, looking ahead to this weekend against Nevada. Cynthia Freeland is on the show at 5:30. We've got giveaways for you. I promise you, actually, a pair of tickets to see Yellow Card October 23rd at Gallagher Square. So call right now if you want those tickets. Caller 3, you're going. 877-767-4760. Caller 3, you're going. Yellow Card, Gallagher Square, October 23rd. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. If you want those free tickets, a pair of tickets, call 877-767-4760. Call right now. This is John and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Staples Stores postseason baseball. Tigers and Mariners, they're in a rain delay in Detroit. No word on when that game will start. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. And then Yankees Blue Jays, game 3 of their series, 5:08 first pitch. Blue Jays have a 2-0 series lead trying to end the Yankees season. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples. Now through October 11th, save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed our conversation with Andre Hagverdian, you're going to hear from Andre coming up in a moment. But before we get to the interview, I need to know where the interview starts. You know what I mean? Like, what did I ask Osbrent? Because we're about to play Andre Hagverdian. I have no idea what I started with.
My guess.
Colorado State, nice win.
Denegal?
No, like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what I asked. Do you know, Brent?
Yeah.
You know what I asked?
Yeah.
Are we on the right path? Hold on. Are we on the right
see what
path?
it is.
No.
Is it
the win?
Hey, they have 4 wins. They had 3 last year. Is that good?
No.
Sean Lewis?
No. You ask him about their loss, about how the difference between
how they've bounced back,
Yes.
like how impressive it is after their 1-1 start. How surprising that is. This is Andre Hagverdian from the East Village Times.
I think Sean Lewis said it the Monday after that game. This is a good team that had a bad night. And honestly, I don't know if there was a lot of people outside his building that would have believed him. But 3 games later, I think it's hard to doubt that based on their performance. I mean, they've won, beating a true freshman star quarterback shutout. They've won by, a 6-3 defensive slugfest. And then they've won, scoring 45 points with big plays on offense. So they've kind of done it with offense, defense, special teams as well. Don't forget them. And so I think they have the makings to be a really good team because once all 3 phases are working together, they're going to be hard to stop.
What's it going to make you, what's going to make that you believe in this team? Is it a win on the road this weekend, or do you already believe in this team that they can be a team this year that can compete for potentially a Mountain West Conference championship?
I think they do need to win on the road. Right now, they're 1-1 on the road. The offense has really struggled in both games. They've only scored 19 points in those 2 games. So going on the road against a team they're expected to beat, they do need to win this game to show that they are a good team and they are in contention to win a Mountain West. I mean, they'll have some tougher matchups later in conference play with Boise and Fresno State, and so. This is a game that they need to win if they want to be in contention, if they want to prove that they're a good team.
Andre Hagverdian covers the Aztecs for the East Village Times. So it's not often that we say that San Diego State has the top graded offense in FBS football. But obviously under Sean Lewis at times has had the top FBS offense in football, calling plays. Well, now he has it at San Diego State. This past week, San Diego State's offense was as good as any in the country, over 500 total yards. The performances from Jaden Denegal. What are you seeing right now from the offense, or specifically this past weekend, that gives you encouragement for this to continue?
Yeah, you would say that performance was what Aztec fans have been asking for and dreaming about for years, at least since Snapdragon has been open. It was not just the points, but the big plays that get the fans off their feet. I think Jaden Denegal's progression since that Washington State game has been clear. And it's not just the deep passes he's connecting on, but what I saw against Colorado State was some of the shorter intermediate stuff over the middle that he had struggled with, that he was on point with. I mean, his efficiency in this game was really good. It'd be hard to find a college football quarterback that had a better performance this past week. And I think, they only have 2 turnovers all season. 4 of the 5 games that haven't turned the ball over. They're at least limiting penalties from last year. They're still, getting 6 penalties a game, but I think it's still better than where they were last year. So they've made a lot of strides. But, are we going to see 45 points every week from now on? Probably not, but we're probably also not going to see 6 points So they're probably somewhere in the middle. If they can keep not turning the ball over, limiting mistakes, limiting penalties, they could be closer to what we saw in Colorado State.
What about this defense has impressed you the most through the first 5 games of the year?
I think they're very complementary. I think between the defensive line and the pass rush, the linebackers, and then the secondary, they've kind of done it at all 3 levels. Sometimes the defense might be strong in one and weak in the others. They're strong in all 3, but I think the secondary, led by Chris Johnson, they've just done a really good job against the pass. Chris Johnson is kind of playing Johnson Island out there. A lot of quarterbacks don't look his way because they know he's just playing lockdown corner. And so I think that's helped the defense been able to rush the passer, get in third and long situations. They like to play their cheetah package, which is 4 edge guys on the line who can all go after the quarterback. That's hard to defend. So they've just been impressive at all 3 levels, and I think that's rare in a defense these days.
I think everything is a sneaky game, whether it's San Diego State football or basketball, but I would call this game on the road at Nevada a sneaky game.
It could be the University of Phoenix online, and John's freaking out.
It could be my high school, and I would say it's a sneaky game.
Yeah.
But Nevada loses at Fresno 20-17. That scored Fresno State in the second half 14-0. They had a quarterback come off the bench and play very well. Sean, as you were there, Andre, Sean Lewis alluded to the fact that there were teams that were favored that went to the road this past weekend. I'm looking at Penn State.
Penn State.
He didn't say it, but Penn State, Texas, Iowa State. I mean, 3 classic examples that didn't play well. I don't know how much time you spent on Nevada, but as you look ahead to this weekend, would you agree? Is this a sneaky, quote unquote, game for the Aztecs?
I agree. I mean, not too long ago, San Diego State was other opponents, trapped games, right? Just a couple weeks ago, they were 14-point underdogs against Cal.
Right.
And we know what they did to Cal. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Carter Jones, the true freshman quarterback, gave a big jolt to Nevada in the second half against Fresno. So, their coach today didn't come out and say, yes, he's a starter, but he kind of alluded to it. So we're going to go on the assumption that Carter Jones is going to be starting. Yeah, I mean, Nevada has been plagued by turnovers. They have 14 turnovers through 4.5 games before the second half against Fresno. Counter that with San Diego State has 2, and they threw 10 interceptions. So just by cutting that down, I think is going. And then with a new quarterback that's very talented, yeah, it's going to be tough. And there's not a lot of tape on him that the defense can really study, other than a half against Fresno State and maybe some earlier snaps he got early in the season. So yeah, it's definitely a sneaky game, especially with the fact that the team has not performed well on the road so far.
And back to the offense here, Andre. Jordan Napier has really developed into a clear-cut number 1 in this offense. A career day for him, 153 yards receiving over the weekend, 150 yards against Cal a couple weeks ago. It just feels like with a number 1 receiver like that, it makes this offense even more explosive.
Absolutely. I mean, there were times last year where he looked like he was far and above the most talented player on the offense, and they just couldn't get him the ball enough. And he couldn't get on the field as much either because he was a backup for most of last season. So getting him back, getting him into the portal and getting him out of the portal and coming back was a huge off-season play by, I think, the coaching staff. And he's a guy I see playing on Sundays once his collegiate career is done. And I think he's showing that now that he's getting the targets, the snaps, and he's got that connection with Jaden Denegal. After he got back out of the portal and back to San Diego State, he hosted Denegal on his visit. And so those conversations, I mean, would have been very interesting to hear, trying to recruit a guy after you had gone in the portal and come back. And they've hit it off, and their connection is definitely something that I think is going to get better over the year.
I just looked it up. Napier's 19th in America in receptions, 18th in the nation in receiving yards. So a huge year for the redshirt sophomore to this point. Andre, appreciate the insight and the perspective. Good seeing you earlier today, and we'll do it again soon. But thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, so we're going to connect with John Ramey, who calls games for the Nevada Wolfpack at 5 p.m. We'll talk more about San Diego State coming up this weekend. But again, 4-1 overall. 4-1 overall. I mean, really good start. They got the Cal win. Got the blowout win over Colorado State. Can they do this on the road is the big question. They're 1-1 on the road. Obviously, all defense to win at NIU. Can they win at Nevada? If they can, I mean, real momentum. You got the bye week into Fresno. You could have a game. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Should I?
Do it, John.
I mean, we do sports talk radio.
Yeah. I'm gonna nudge you. Get ahead. Get ahead.
Okay, you know me. I'm so like tactical.
I know. Don't be tactical here.
If they beat Nevada 5-1, who's Fresno State play the next 2 weeks, Jim? You should know their schedule.
I don't know.
Fresno State football schedule.
I don't go at
At
home.
Colorado State.
Yeah, of course. Right.
That's a win, right?
That's a win.
So
Sucks.
wait, they also have a bye week? Both teams have a bye into their game.
Oh.
So you could have a world where you have Fresno State 6-1, San Diego State 5-1 for the old oil can.
Wow.
Oil can on the line with 2 one-loss teams on October 25th.
That game might get sold out.
Put that thing on Fox. I mean, I'm serious. No, that game in Fresno draws incredibly well. If you ever watch a game in Fresno, they draw incredibly well. That atmosphere will be very good.
If San Diego State this weekend can go to Nevada and not lay an egg like they have. I mean, look, I know they beat NIU, but come on, 6 points on the road.
Right.
Their defense carried the day that day, but still 6 points to 6 points. Washington State, that was not a good game from the Aztecs.
No, it wasn't.
If they can go out and they look good against Nevada this weekend, that's going to give me a lot of confidence heading into
a
bye week followed by a huge game on the road against Fresno State.
Yeah, isn't it kind of rare for both teams to have a bye week into a matchup? That's what we'd be looking at. Fresno State would have 15 days. They play on a Friday.
Wow.
San Diego State would have 14 days playing on a Saturday. Both teams have a bye heading into their matchup. But yeah,
it would be
big game.
It would be really cool if both of these teams won this weekend to set up
it's a big game,
5-1 showdown for the old oil can in Fresno.
Which I think it's currently in San Diego because Brady Hoke's last game as head coach, they won in San Diego.
Yes, I remember that.
And they didn't play last year.
Right.
So they've held it for the extra year, but they did beat Fresno handedly at Snapdragon 2 seasons ago. So just beat Nevada is the point.
Just beat Nevada.
On Saturday night at 7:30, a game you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760. John Ramey, voice of the Wolfpack at 5. Cynthia Freeland, NFL Network, will join us at 5:30. We've got an update on the WBC for you. We'll share on the other side. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Cynthia Freeland, NFL Network coming up at 5:30. We'll give away tickets to Howl O Scream coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. John and Jim. All right, two things, Jim.
Yeah.
Did you see today's big WBC news?
No.
You
No,
can watch
I did
the
see
entire tournament on Fox networks.
Wow.
Okay. In 2026. That's 47 games they'll air on Fox
Like
networks.
on just Fox or FS1?
7 or 8 on Fox, which is a big number.
Okay.
Fox is going to air like semifinal and group play games. So 7 or 8 on Fox, another 30 to 40 on like FS1. Okay.
Now I know there's a rain delay today, so there's not much you could do about it. Wasn't like this was planned in the first place.
Okay.
But basically the entirety of the Mariners Tigers game 3 game, which is a crucial game 3, will be shown on FS2.
Which no one has.
If you have FS2,
But you know what they're doing?
why?
They're simulcasting it on MLB Network.
Which is smart.
A lot of people have MLB Network. But okay, so here's the thing. This thing's going to start the first week of March. It's going to end March 17th. We've had a lot of conversations over the years about the WBC.
This is next year, correct?
This is coming up. This is in a few months. This will start the first week of March.
Mhm.
So during spring training opens earlier because of the WBC. So are we still in the camp of like you can't lose players? Remember Yu Darvish a couple of years ago? His whole season was like a wash
Yeah.
because he got off to the slow start. He pitched 1 inning for Team Japan.
Well, his arms
in the
also
WBC.
cooked,
True, but at the time we didn't fully know it 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and we thought it impacted his year. Are we cool with like Toddy hasn't played in this thing, right?
Nope.
At any point in his career.
couldn't or he didn't play last time.
What would your reaction be if Toddy just went off in the WBC, but then had a mid-year? 5 homers in 5 games.
Like, where the hell was that in the postseason?
Right. I mean, well, he's done it in the postseason, but I get your point.
I meant
he
this
didn't
past year.
one.
Yeah.
Like, are you all for Toddy, Manny, Bogey?
I'm fine with position players. I am not okay with pitchers. Now you need pitchers, obviously, to play baseball. Jim Fax,
I love that.
like that.
Love that.
Little nugget for you.
Where'd
out
you
there.
get that?
I got it from the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you learn that?
The internet's never wrong.
Right, exactly.
But if Merrill goes out there for Team USA and Manny and Toddy are on the Dominican Republic team, and
What if Mason Miller's closing games for Team USA?
then we have a problem.
What if Nick Pivetta is starting?
Then we have a problem.
Okay.
I am not okay with pitchers from my team, or at least the team we cover here in San Diego, being on the WBC
Put
rosters.
a serious question. Where would you rank a US WBC championship in terms of things that matter compared to like winning a World Series?
As low as it could go.
That's how I feel.
As low as it
Now,
could go.
It's been proven people will watch. There was a level of interest. It gets people excited for an upcoming year. There's been some really good championship games over the last couple of years. We've seen Ohtani pitching to Trout, for example.
Yeah, great
to like
moment.
decide
Great
a
moment.
championship. But at the end of the day, that fails in comparison for me, you, I think most baseball fans to their major league team.
I do have a different opinion on it based on how it affected the Padres in 2023. And it was clear as day how it affected the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yu Darvish, the fact that, they had a lot of new faces in 2023, and they said like they didn't have time in spring training as a team with a bunch of new faces to really gel, right? You had a week of everybody there at the same time.
Yeah, this was Xander's first year.
It was. And that year was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That was the year the whole
flat out
season was a
disaster.
disaster. Yeah.
So based on that and hearing the Padres players say as much, how it kind of affected the start of their season and it could trickle down to the rest of the year. That's why I'm anti-WBC, because I have now proof of how it can affect a baseball team in a regular season. Look no further than the 2023 Padres.
Looking at the Dominican starting lineup projection.
Is it good?
Like when you see a lineup, and by the way, they didn't do anything in 2023, did they? Did they even make it out of like pool play?
No, they didn't.
But their lineup would include like Soto, Vladdy, Devers, J-Rod, Jose Ramirez, Tatis. Like it would be ridiculous. again, I get kind of, I'll be honest. I love events. I love sports that are events. I like the Olympics. I like the World Cup. I'm mildly enamored with the WBC when it starts, but then I start watching, like, I'm really not watching this game at Tokyo Dome between Great Britain and Korea. I
Italy.
just don't care. Yeah. And then, like, all I'm really watching is the US games. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're right. Like, at the end of the day, like, injuries are a part of sports. There's almost an inevitability to it. And
Edwin
even
Diaz.
if Team USA wins, yeah, Edwin Diaz injury was massive.
He doesn't celebrate with the team anymore if they, celebrate on the mound because of how he got injured in the
Right.
WBC.
Right. I know.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest WBC fan. It's not something that I'm like, I gotta go watch. I'm not like gonna hate on it too much. Like, it is what it is. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It happens. Okay. It's just not for me. It just doesn't do anything for me. And like I said, I have proof of how it can affect a baseball team to at least start a major league season.
Mhm.
And look no further than the 2023 Padres. Messed up Yu Darvish. It messed up the team gelling when you had so many new players on it. You can go out and you can defend the WBC all you want, but at the end of the day, like, nobody should be taking a WBC over a World Series, not even close.
I also don't like some of the rules. There's like, you can only throw 39 pitches. And then, like, if you throw more than that, you have to sit at it. Like, there's a lot of very strict pitch. And I get
there,
it
yeah.
for health, but you can't really forecast whether someone's going to be healthy or not. But I'm ready. I'm ready for the U.S. and pool play. I'm ready for them to play Brazil and Great Britain and Italy and Mexico beginning in Houston on March 6th.
Okay. And there's no WBC games in San Diego this year.
Again,
Correct?
that is now multiple WBCs in a row without San
You
Diego.
had one of the greatest WBC games, and you had the greatest moment in the WBC here at Petco Park. How do you not have Petco Park on the rotation? You're going to Dodger Stadium. That place sucks.
They're not. You
They're
know
not?
what it is? They're going to one of the great ballparks in America
Texas.
that draws. A team that consistently draws.
And Texas is not a great ballpark. I was joking, but
One
Miami?
of the top draws, Miami, the Marlins. When you think about great baseball atmospheres, here's the difference between Dodger Stadium, Petco Park, and Lone Depot Park. Well, one of them sucks, but
Two
it
of them
has a roof.
That's why.
So again, do you get a lot of rain in San Diego in March? No, but it's possible. You can. So I think that's probably part of it. You can't like lose a game, be like, hey, wait to
bang
get
it.
back to spring training. Like they gotta wrap this thing up.
Manny's probably happy about that.
In Miami,
Yeah.
Lone Depot.
Well, Miami is a home there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you completely.
All the boys can stay at the house.
Him and
The crib.
who's the guy that he was like, sorry, Michael King, but I was pumped that my boy hit a homer tonight.
Oh yeah.
He has said some weird things over the last month of the year.
Like, what the hell was that?
Who was it? Sal?
Some random guy.
No, the dude for the Reds.
I know.
His
but
buddy.
I don't even know. I don't know. Some rando. I'm glad King gave up the homer. It sucked for King, but great for him.
All in the last month. I'm glad that my buddy hit a home run. He's staying at my house this week. This is why I don't like reporters. And hey, Jake from CBS, what kind of question is that?
And oh, by the way, I sucked in the postseason again.
That too. All right, we're going to kick off hour 3 of John and Jim with the wrap. In the 4 o'clock hour as well, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Howl O Scream back at SeaWorld San Diego. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network, friend of the show, back with us. She'll join us live at 5:30. And John Ramey, voice of the Nevada Wolfpack. The Aztecs will be in Reno taking on the Wolfpack on Saturday night. He will join us coming up at 5 p.m. We will kick off hour 3 of John and Jim with the wrap. Coming up next, this is San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Postseason baseball. We're about to get underway in Detroit after a 3-hour rain delay. Tigers and Mariners game 3. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. And then about an hour from now, from the Bronx, Yankees and Blue Jays game 3 there. Blue Jays lead that series 2-0. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples now through October 11th. Save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network swings by at 5:30. John Ramey, voice of the Nevada Wolfpack, who San Diego State will play Saturday, will join us at 5 p.m. After a 3-hour rain delay.
Woof.
The Tigers and the Mariners. Remember, Jim had all this vitriol for Detroit because it's raining. The Tigers and the Mariners are underway at Comerica tonight in the top of the first inning. Now, we also have Yankees, Blue Jays getting underway in 1 hour.
Yes.
In the Bronx.
Yes.
So I would call it a must-win for the Yankees since they're down 0-2 in a best-of-5 series.
You think?
I wouldn't call it a must-win tonight for the Tigers or the Mariners.
Who's in a worse spot, Phillies or Yankees? I know they're both down 2.
Phillies.
Yeah.
They're going LA.
Exactly. That's the worst spot to be in. You can't lose your first 2 games at home.
No, not at home. Not
home.
to a team as good as LA.
Only 2 teams have in the divisional series of 5 games.
I've lost 2 at home and won the series?
No. There's only 2 teams in the history of the division series where a team lost the first 2 games and they ended up winning the series.
Do you know those 2 teams?
I know one of them. I forget the other.
Who's the one?
The San Francisco Giants.
Did it one time down 0-2. Lost the first 2 at home?
Lost the first 2 at home, 2012.
Okay. So Giants have done it once.
And they had 3 straight games on the road, by the way.
That was the 2-3 format.
Yeah. That was the first year of the 2-3 format.
I hate the 2-3 format. Hate it. I like 2-2-1. The team with home field should never have to play more games on the road before they're at home.
No.
Right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
But
okay, so it's been done twice, you're saying.
I forget the other team that did it.
But you think the last time it was done is 2012?
Last time it was done was 2012.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I mean, that's a long time.
You can't expect to win a series when you lose the first 2 at home.
Correct.
Best of 5.
Do you like the best of 5?
I do.
In the best of 3, 5, 7 dynamic, would you take 5s over 7s?
I like 7s, but the best thing about a 5 is if you're playing a better team than you only need to win 3 games.
Exactly. You can shorten it up a little bit. Yep.
Yeah. And so that's the series that you want to play the better team, because more often than not in a 7-game series, it's going to be hard to overtake that team. Like last year, that's why I thought facing the Dodgers in the divisional round was better than facing them in a 7-game NLCS, which wasn't possible.
Right.
Because of the bracket, but still.
The thing that's still getting to me about this year is that it was set up so beautifully for them in the NLDS just because you could use your bullpen even more than you used it against the Cubs. Because it was
off days,
game 1, off day, game 2, off day, game 3, game 4, off day, game 5. I mean, so many off days.
Does watching the Cubs and how they're performing against the Brewers make you feel any differently about the Cubs-Padres series?
Like the Cubs aren't good?
Well, the Cubs aren't playing good baseball right now, but just like it just kind of feels like the Cubs and the Padres were so evenly matched. And you're like, now the Padres did play well against the Brewers this year. My guess is Brewers probably would look the same against the Padres.
No, man. I think
we don't know.
I would have liked the Padres' chances a lot with the momentum of a series win against Chicago, going to take on a team they were 4-2 against in the regular
I
season.
think their pitching was lined up better, or at least better equipped than the Cubs pitching against the Brewers.
It's so revisionist now. We're going down this path. Who would have started game 1? Would it have been King with his 1 inning in game 3, pitching on a day's rest?
You could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it. Or you start
Randy Vasquez.
Or you go Randy Vasquez in game 1, Michael King game 2, or no, Pivetta game 2, King game 3, Darvish game 4, Pivetta game 5.
By the way, even if they were still in the postseason, we know they're not, they still would not have played at home.
I know.
They would have been on the road all this time. Their first home game still wouldn't even be today.
Their first home game would
Be
be
tomorrow.
And we were going to be out. We were going to be downtown.
It feels like forever. Like since it's crazy. They would have been on the road for like 10 days.
That's why I said to think that this team, an awful road team during the year, potentially would have to start with 5 road games. They have to go. I mean, it's just
it was not a good formula for them.
No, not good at all.
And again, this division, now we look at the Dodgers. Yeah, okay, you're watching a team that's got a 40 or 50% chance of winning the World Series. They're playing great. But it wasn't long ago we're like, the door is open on the division, guys. They lose every day. The Padres lose. Like, it's not like the Dodgers closed playing well. They really did not. So it's crying over spilled milk at this point because the season is over. All right. Normally we get to the wrap at 4 p.m., so let's get to it.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Are you watching NHL opening night?
Well, we are watching NHL opening night because it's on television here in studio. I don't know if it's our television or if it's the ESPN feed, but whatever it is, the game is just like choppy. It looks like it's being streamed on like 2-bit internet connection. So I have no idea what's happening. But the answer to that is no. I will not watch the NHL opening day on purpose.
Oh, right. So you're not planning to?
No.
So we have a triple header tonight.
Oh, wow.
Do you know the games?
Well, I know the first game here. It's Blackhawks Panthers.
Correct. Then we have Penguins Rangers. And then we have Avs Kings.
Yeah, I could have guessed a million guesses and I would not have come up with that.
Does it seem early to start the NHL? Because this is multiple weeks in front of the NBA. There's always multiple weeks. It seems like a long
NHL and NBA are always kind of on the same timeline a little bit.
And today's the 7th? And the NBA starts when? In the 20s. It just seems very early. That season is so long. When is the Stanley Cup? In June?
Around that time?
In June. So you have July, August, September off for the Stanley Cup champions. They play 9 months. Good for them. Yeah, I'll be watching.
Good for them.
I'll be watching intently when I get home. Next question.
Is Arch Manning a future bust already?
What's going on with Arch, dude? Bro.
Yeah.
He's not good, right?
He has not been good this year.
But is he good?
It's so hard to know that. Like, college doesn't always dictate pro, but normally you have to be good in college to be good in pro, right? Like, normally you start by being good in college.
I mean, they play Oklahoma this week. They're unranked. They're 3-2. They started the season as the AP number 1.
0 Power 5 wins.
I mean, dude, it's like listen to these stats from Arch Manning, all right? 60% completion percentage. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think if you look at his numbers right here, those are fine. But this guy was like a Heisman hopeful coming into the season. And his best games are against a bunch of rando teams. Sam Houston and San Jose State.
Right.
That's it. UTEP, he was not good. 11 for 25 against UTEP. What?
Right.
We saw what he did in the opener against Ohio State.
He did nothing.
Nothing until the end. And then against Florida, 16 for 29, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Here's a better question. Who's more mid? Drew Aller or Arch Manning? They both could be like top 2 picks heading into the year. Preseason number 1, preseason number 2. Arch Manning, quarterback at Texas. Drew Aller, quarterback at Penn State. There's people that would have told you those are the top 2 picks in the draft, right?
I'll go with Arch Manning.
Is more mid
than Drew Aller.
That's a hot take.
You think Drew Aller's worse?
I mean, Drew Aller hasn't done anything either. He's never won a big game.
But has Arch Manning?
He's put up numbers. He's put up more numbers than Arch Manning, but they're both mid.
Do you put that loss against UCLA on Drew Aller? I put that on the defense.
True.
You couldn't stop UCLA. Are you serious?
You threw a pick in overtime against Oregon at home.
True.
You can't do that.
That's bad.
It's against the rules.
It's bad.
You threw a pick against Notre Dame in the Final Four, even though it's not called the Final Four. Like 30 seconds left. Like the worst pick ever. Next question.
both mid,
right?
They both are mid. You're right.
It'll be interesting to see where they're drafted.
I know.
Next question.
Should Bill Belichick just retire?
Didn't he already?
Well, he did. Well, they're not going to. Here's the thing. There's not going to be a press release that says we have let go of Bill Belichick.
They probably owe him a lot of money, right?
The press release would be we have mutually parted ways with Bill Belichick.
The winningest NFL coach.
Right,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they should probably move on here, but it's Bill, and they're gonna probably see if this thing can work in year 2. But right now, it's not working. I don't know.
Should he retire? Yes, I think he should retire at the end of the year. I think that's the only amicable, I don't know, save face move. You have to retire.
Like this ain't it.
Yeah, it's not working for either side. It's time to go. You're not going to coach again. You're in your mid 70s. This is the end of the road.
Hey man, they could rip off 7 in a row.
Yeah, and I could
bench 250 pounds.
Exactly. Next question.
What's the best move the Padres could make this offseason?
Signing Pete Alonso.
Is that even true?
But those are pipe dreams.
Is that even the best move they could make?
That's fantasy baseball.
Right.
It'll be the show type of move right there. Best move they can make this offseason.
Like, is the best move retaining? Is it Michael King coming off this weird year? Is it something like that? Is it a trade? Like, what is it? I don't know. Is it a long-term deal for someone? Is it making Mason Miller a starter?
No.
That's what I'm asking. Is it making him a closer? Well, he will be.
Just looking here real quickly.
Free agents?
Not many options at first base, John. Pete Alonso, Luis Arise,
Right.
Josh Bell,
Right.
Wilmer Flores, Ty France, Paul Goldschmidt, Reese Hoskins. Like me some Josh Naylor. Like me some Ryan O'Hearn. Dom Smith had a good season for the Giants.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at free agents in general right now.
Tyler Wade's a free agent.
I mean, we had this conversation, I think, during a break. There's not that much flexibility with the Padres.
Mm-mm.
Like Toddy, Machado, Merrill, Bogart. So you got a lot of players tied up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are we even talking about in terms of upgrades? I think first base definitely is a possibility. Rotation.
Well, they have to because they don't have a first baseman currently on the roster.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the ball to just roll that way and nobody be there. That'd be a
playing with
huge
3
tactical
infielders
mistake.
is not the best thing to do.
No, they'll use a first baseman next year, definitely.
They will. They'll have a first base.
So, like, okay, so like Pete Alonso, is that what you're saying? Something like that?
It's not realistic. What I'm saying is, hey, Josh Naylor, Ryan O'Hearn, are those guys that
Do love me some Josh Naylor.
I do. I like me some Josh Naylor. I like me some Ryan O'Hearn. I think you could get Ryan O'Hearn for cheaper than Josh Naylor.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they need to get more right-handed as a lineup
Definitely.
because
Good
you got
point.
Josh Naylor and O'Hearn as lefties. They need to get a right-handed bat in there. That's why I think looking at trading Jake Cronenworth, I wouldn't be opposed and I wouldn't be against it. And see if you could bring in a, Ozzy Albies as a club option, $4 million buyout. What's he going to do? Don't know. Other than that, not many options at second base, to be honest with you. So you'd have to make a trade there. I think Kevin is right from this standpoint. You have a majority of like the core guys returning,
Mm-hmm.
but on paper, there are some big holes. And I think the first hole that you have to address, without question, is the starting rotation 100%, because you're losing Cease and you're losing King. Can you bring back King?
Well,
What are you going to do in your rotation? Because right now you got a guy off Tommy John, Randy Vasquez, JP Sears, and Nick Pivetta.
I'd like to hear from AJ Preller or
Well,
someone.
Maybe we will, but maybe we won't.
All right. On the other side, NBA opening night approaching. Where was Giannis potentially ticketed earlier this offseason? Plus, coming up at 5:30, Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network at 5 p.m. John Ramey, voice of the Nevada Wolfpack, getting us ready for San Diego State and Nevada this weekend. More on the Padres ahead as well. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners and iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educator shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. All right, Cynthia Freeland will join us at 5:30. We'll talk more about Week 5 in the NFL. We were just talking about Padres offseason. I mean, you can't even start, in my opinion. You can't really start talking about the offseason until you hear from the organization.
And until you find out the resolution on Preller, and also the resolution on what John Seidler wrote in his end of season letter to the fan base, as the process of getting better will begin immediately as we perform a thorough review of our organization.
What's the status of that?
Yeah. How thorough is this going to be? And does that thorough process involve any change?
Yeah, like a thorough process also sounds like something that takes a little bit of time. Right? Top to bottom look at our organization. That begins immediately. Is that why we've heard the silence since Thursday? Because they're doing this evaluation process that's playing out. But I guess the point is, like, we can theorize on it. We can offer our opinions. That's what we're paid to do. But it's very hard to know anything about what comes next for the Padres until we hear from the Padres themselves.
Like, it is a little weird how we have not heard an update on, like, when they'll speak, talk to the media, like when AJ speaks. I'm not going to go back because I don't really care. Because I wanted to see, like, when they spoke after the Dodgers series.
Right.
But I think it did take a little bit of time. I remember.
Yeah, maybe. I remember us talking about it.
But still, there wasn't like uncertainty going into the offseason as there's uncertainty going into this offseason. I don't care what anybody says. There's uncertainty. There is a general manager with just 1 year left on his contract. You have heard rumors, and we've heard a lot of things about the relationship inside the organization, especially between him and Grupner, going back to last year, right? So, like, when's this going to be resolved? What is the thorough process that you're referring to? I think it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I completely agree with you. And yeah, I mean, I've heard Kevin repeatedly now on the station, Kevin Acey, our Padres insider. I think he doubled down on it today on Fletch Zone. He told us on Friday that, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but it's a non-story, he said, about about Preller's future. A non-story, right? That barring some massive shift organizationally or some blow up in a meeting, kind of like Schilt when he left St. Louis like this, they didn't see eye to eye. He said, barring something like that, AJ Preller was going to be back. Kevin has said that 3-4 times over the last 10 days with us on 760. And we'll see if that ends up being accurate or not. But I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I just go back to what I've said, which is I think it's a mistake to move on from AJ Preller. Doesn't mean they won't. I just personally would give them the next year and see what comes of it is what I would do. Otherwise, I mean, I don't even know what this offseason would look like. If they part ways with AJ Preller or he ends up elsewhere, oh, that's going to be an interesting offseason.
What would you bet on right now? That AJ returns along with Mike Schilt and the entire coaching staff? Or AJ's gone, entire coaching staff returns, new general manager? Or AJ returns, Schilt returns, but there's changes in the coaching staff?
That is a guarantee. That if they both return, there'll be changes on the coaching staff. Guarantee.
Okay.
Don't you?
I don't think it's a guarantee, but I wouldn't.
There's accountability when you do the thorough review of your organization.
You can't have this bad of an offense with these players and not make changes because you're not firing Manny, you're not firing Tatis, you're not trading those guys. It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not blaming. Me personally, I don't think it's Victor Rodriguez's fault. Do I get that that's how professional sports work and you make changes sometimes just to make changes? Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and try to defend Victor Rodriguez because it was bad all the way around. And there needs to be, I'm not saying he should be the one held accountable because he shouldn't. But if you make a change there, I'm not going to argue it.
Yeah, right. We're not going to come on the radio the next day and be like,
how could you fire Victor Rodriguez?
No, I thought in real time this year, like I wasn't pinning it on him because I watched 2024 and like I thought he was getting a lot of praise in 2024. Did things go so haywire with his strategy and their philosophy in 2025 that he went from best to worst in class as a hitting coach? That seems a little far-fetched. I thought it was far-fetched, but now on the other side of a disappointing September, October finish, the offense did not lead the way. I can see a change potentially coming. It's like you said, you don't fire Manny Machado.
I just thought of something that would be crazy if it
Okay.
were to happen, because it's out there, but the odds of it happening very, very low.
What's out there?
This is like the MLB The Show pipeline dream.
Mm-hmm.
Theo and Bochy.
We've talked about Theo.
Bochy's available.
That's the thorough review going on right now.
Dude, could you imagine?
Nah,
Could you imagine that?
I can't really imagine it. Can you imagine it?
No, because I don't think it's not.
I mean,
happening.
as in, do I think it's realistic?
that is the type of move that is so seismic.
Yeah, you're changing the sport.
You're changing
You're changing everything.
everything.
Listen, I'm a proponent of that. You know what I mean? But I just think that could they pull something like that off? Could they swing such a big stick and pull something like that off?
My guess is no, because I don't have faith in John to do that. I'd have faith in Peter to do that. Not John.
Me too.
Absolutely. Peter could do that. John, no chance. No chance.
What would we say if they pulled that off? I'd give a lot of credit to John Sadler.
Yeah,
to be able to do that within a year of taking over ownership. I mean, what does that even cost? What's the actual cost to do something like that? It is sizable.
All the money. Highest paid general manager in the sport by a mile. Highest paid manager in the sport by a mile.
Plus firings. Plus you're parting ways with people under contract. You're talking about tens of millions of dollars to execute on something like that.
Also, one person I don't think would be in favor of that, because they would lose power inside the organization, which they don't want to lose. They just want to keep gaining it. Would be Group Dog, Eric Grubner. He does not want to give up power. If anything, he wants to gain more power. So well,
this ain't risk. This is us trying to watch the Padres win.
Dude, if you told me right now, Theo and Bochy, 100% in, all you got to do is just make the change. Would you do it?
Yeah,
I would too.
Well, right. I didn't necessarily consider that in the weeks leading up to the end of the regular season when the Padres were ticketed again for the postseason. That's where I'm like, you've had back-to-back 90-win seasons. Are you really going to make a change?
Hey, if you told me right now, Boch would absolutely want to be the manager of the Padres, I would fire Schultz in a second.
I love how you say it.
I mean, come on, dude. Schultz done nothing in the postseason. Guy's a fraud. Did I say that? Yes, I did.
877-767-4760 if you want to weigh in on that. 70470. Start it with the word team. We'll continue that conversation. 877-767-4760 or text us. 70470. Start it with the word team. It's John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Postseason baseball game 3 underway finally in Detroit after a 3-hour rain delay. Mariners and Tigers series tied up at 1 game apiece. That game is scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And about 30 minutes from now, first pitch in the Bronx, Yankees and Blue Jays. Yankees trying to extend the series. Blue Jays are trying to finish off the Yankees and head to the ALCS as they have a 2-0 series lead there. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples now through October 11th. Save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
All right, Cynthia Freeland at 5:30, NFL Network. John Ramey, play-by-play voice of the Nevada Wolfpack. San Diego State will be in Reno Saturday at 5 p.m. Just to continue on the conversation for a moment about Padres' future plans, front office, even the manager chair. If you're John Seidler, it's one thing. I get it. Is it a pipe dream to be like, Theo Epstein and Bruce Bochy are coming tomorrow? Okay, that's fine. But if you're John Seidler, let me ask it this way. Do you owe it to your organization to make the calls necessary? Just that. Not to do it. To do it is a whole other thing. Doing it is seismic shifting, tens of millions of dollars. I mean, you're altering everything. So I could argue, I understand they might not be able to do it, but do you owe yourself / the organization the calls?
How can you make the calls, though, when you have guys under contract?
My assumption is you kind of could, right? Isn't there back channeling ways
that
to
could
do
not
it?
Get out? Like, you'd have to make sure.
Yeah.
Do you trust John Seidler? I don't even know who the guy is.
Right. Am I trusting him to be able to pull that off?
Yeah, there's no shot he could pull that off. Do I think he has the relationships in baseball to pull it off? No chance. Do I think he has the savvy to pull it off? No chance.
So it would have to go through like
Grupner. Do I believe in Grupner to do those things? No chance.
Okay, so you don't even think that they would entertain it?
No.
Okay.
They don't have the cojones to entertain that big of a lofty dream.
Even with the email or the letter that says they're doing the thorough review right now because they didn't live up to expectations, they're going to look at the organization.
No chance. This team does not have the guts to try to pull something off like that.
Do they have the resources? Because we always talk about the financials. We are talking, like you said, highest paid general manager, highest paid manager. Firing Mike Schilt, firing. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money. I mean, those resources are significant.
They're significant.
That would be significant. What is Theo Epstein doing?
I think he works for baseball.
Baseball?
I think he works for baseball. I don't know what exactly
he's
he does.
done, like the pitch clock stuff and the ABS.
Who even
stuff
knows if Theo would even be entertained to be a general manager again?
Again, he's already done everything.
And president of baseball ops.
He works for that sports group that owns the Red Sox and like a whole bunch of like Boston area teams. He's like a consultant pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense. Again, I think those are dreams that are even too big to really dream. It wouldn't happen.
So you don't think Epstein has these ties to, hey, I went to USD law school, I interned here.
No.
And I worked for Larry Lucchino.
And look, I bet a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Mike Schultz the guy. Okay. I bet a lot of people are like, AJ Preller's the guy. I'm actually more on the side of that being the case than Mike Schilt, to be honest with you, because of what Preller's done and his track record and how he has turned himself into a good general manager in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some would argue he's a top 5 GM in the sport. It's hard to argue that he's not.
Well, I always look at it like this. If AJ Preller was relieved of his duties, would he get a job in that same offseason? I think yes. Now, he might wait for a better job, but I think AJ Preller would be coveted.
Absolutely.
I know he would be.
Why?
His reputation, again, is a big swinger.
Dude, if I was an owner of a team in baseball and AJ Preller went on the market and I needed a GM,
you want to sell some tickets?
To like rejuvenate the franchise and kind of, breathe some life into this organization. AJ Preller's my guy.
Yep.
And so, like, I know we're talking about changes and whatnot. Like, dude, again, the question always has to be, well, who would you get that's better, right? But if you tell me right now, and it's not going to happen, but hypothetical, one has to go, Schilt or Preller. Schilt's gone in less than a second for me.
Oh, if choosing between the two.
Yeah, but it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think that would be on the table from an organizational perspective.
I don't think
choose
it is
between
either.
the two. I don't think that's on the table.
I just think Schultz is safe. He's vanilla. He's like white bread. He's just safe. It's not bad.
Ooh, you sound like Colin. I like
He's
it.
not great. He's not like, I don't think gonna win a World Series for you.
It's like you're building a house.
But he's gonna get you to the postseason. He's gonna win a bunch of games, right? He's gonna have a bunch of nicknames for guys.
Yeah.
He's a regular season guy. He'll win ball games, but he's never gonna win the big one because he's vanilla.
Yeah, he's not wheat toast. I don't know. I'm using your analogy.
I'm just saying. I think Mike Schultz is just
He's fine.
he's blah.
He is. I mean, what's
He gets
interesting
into the dance, but he never is
What
the
I don't
person that
understand-
takes home the prom queen.
I don't understand how he is under contract longer than AJ Preller.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that has
interesting.
never made any sense to me. Like they offered him a contract that extends through the contract of the general manager.
But they didn't give an extension to AJ.
Yeah, that to me was a little odd. I think he's earned his tenure. I mean, I would keep Mike Schultz, to be honest with you. Unless a better option presented itself, I would keep Mike Schultz. There's no point to change managers just to do it. If you have a better option, you can do it. Does Manny Machado really need to play for like 10 managers here? Does Fernando Tatis Jr. need to play for 9 men? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Like we've said, you can't change Manny Machado. You can't fire him.
No. And honestly, I'm not advocating to fire Manny Machado. I'm advocating for Manny Machado at times to like put the team on his back or get them over the hump. Like whatever you want to say about it. Like Manny, we've said it. Like he helps get them to the postseason. Mike Schultz helps guide them to the postseason. Manny has been a playoff underperformer for his entire career. Mike Schultz has been an underperformer as a manager in his entire career in the postseason. I'm not advocating to get rid of Manny Machado. I'm not advocating to get rid of Mike Schultz. You need better options before it's just like cut ways, part time, cut ties.
I'm not advocating to get rid of Mike Schultz either.
Right.
But I'm also not the person that if they were to move on from Mike Schultz,
You wouldn't be kicking and screaming.
no.
Either would I.
He's not a guy that I would like put my foot down for.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, okay.
But do
Now-
you see any reason to do it right now unless you had that pie in the sky move?
But that's the thing is like, if they were to let go of Mike Schultz, then I would need to know who they hire. Because if they hired some random
Like
nobody,
Chase Tingler too.
I'd be like, okay, maybe I do want to put my foot down for Schultz a little bit. But if they hired Bochy or if they went out and
Bochy's
hired Skip
different.
Schumacher, they can't do that now because he's with the Rangers. But you get my point.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Mike Schultz, who? Like, bye.
Mhm.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I get that point. I agree with that. Again, I think a lot of this is probably pipe dreamy. I think it's worthy of conversation. I always go back to last offseason. And when organizations don't speak, you start going on all these tangents.
Right.
You're
are
like,
going
they're
on
not
these-
speaking
yeah.
because.
Yeah. Theo and Bochy,
That's
baby.
what's happened. I saw him I saw Theo and Boch in the gas lamp on Tuesday night.
Well, the good thing is we only have about 5 months left.
Yeah, but we get real answers way sooner than that. No
We do.
team ever goes into like a winter meetings without like, oh, I wonder who their GM's going to be.
Who do you think the prized free agent is this offseason that Mike Schultz will say will be wearing a Padres uniform come next year?
Who's the Japanese player that's about to be posted that I'm going to spend 4 months talking about beginning
Correct.
November 1st?
Who is that guy? 'Cause
Who is that guy?
Whoever he is,
You know who I'm talking about, though.
Mike Schultz, I'm sure at the winter meetings will say he'll be wearing a Padres uniform next year, and instead he's going to be in the Dodgers organization.
Munetaka Murakami.
Give me
Get
some-
used to hearing that
Yeah.
name.
Muatama Morikawa.
No. Munetaka Murakami.
Murakami.
Flat out hits, by the way.
Guy's a beast.
1100 OPS guy. Bring me Munetaka Murakami, and I don't want to hear about how he came to San Diego and the Padres finished second,
And I don't want to hear about
He
you,
had
Darvish,
sushi
saying
with-
go to somewhere else.
and how he went to Manny's house and they had a great dinner.
Is you Darvish, side note, the worst recruiter in the history of sports for Japanese players?
He's been on his track
Like-
record is. If you could have landed everyone that he lost, Padres would have won a World Series.
Like, wasn't one of the reasons why you gave him that stupid contract was to help recruit Japanese
Dude,
players
If
here?
you landed Otani, Sasaki, Suzuka, Suzuki, whatever his name is.
Suzuki.
If you landed that trio, how many titles are we talking about? Seriously.
I know. Otani especially.
Well, Otani takes the headline there. Yamamoto's. Have there been others?
Well, if they got Otani, then Yu Darvish's work would be done because he wouldn't need to recruit anymore because Otani actually gets the job done and he recruits. Yu Darvish, bro, he fails miserably.
Darvish is like, have you seen the Hollywood Hills, rookie?
Yeah.
I mean, you think Coronado's nice.
Not only are we 0-3 in your last 3 postseason appearances and elimination games with you on the mound, you're also 0-3 off the field, helping us recruit Japanese-born players.
Like, bro, stay off the phone with Muna Takamura.
And maybe stay off the mound in like elimination games.
If I mention how awesome I think Chicago is,
yeah, they have great food
love their
there.
tortellini pizza.
I can't believe he said that. I can't believe that.
He's like, Chicago's really nice.
Love Chicago.
Great city. Wrigley Field, beautiful.
Dude, what a joke.
John Ramey, voice of the Nevada Wolfpack, will join us at 5 p.m. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us at 5:30. On the other side, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Howl O Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, we're giving away Hal Scream tickets in the next 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. John Ramey will get us ready for San Diego State, Nevada, Saturday night in Reno at 5 p.m. Cynthia Freeland, NFL Network, will join us at 5:30.
I'm shocked that the Mariners have not bunted in this game. They had a runner at second with nobody out, John, and they had a 1-0 lead already.
Well, what'd they do? Swing away and get a hit?
Yeah. Scored a run.
I've scored 2 now in the inning. And there's still nobody
concept.
out. So the Mariners can take back home field with a win tonight in Detroit. After the delay, they do have the early 2-0 lead. So they could potentially take a 2-1 series lead. We have Yankees and Blue Jays that series could end tonight.
Yeah. You know what's so sad and pathetic about Mike Schilt is that
what?
Is that every time now in the postseason, I'm watching these situations, I immediately think, like, I wonder what the Padres would have done in that situation. They would have bunted, huh? They would have bunted there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not just Schilt, to your point. Rob Thompson last night, he's been vilified.
Yeah, as you should have.
So that's now 2 of the 6 National League managers in the postseason.
But we know that Mike Schilt would have been thinking about a bunt there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes me annoyed.
You think he was sitting there watching the TV, like getting up off his chair, bunt.
Like, there's 2 on, nobody out.
You bunt here?
In the top of the third
J-Rod,
inning.
do you think J-Rod should bunt?
If Merrill was up, he might bunt.
Yeah, but he bunted on his own. But you're saying that came from Schilt.
That's a philosophy
Schilt's
thing.
MO.
Yeah. That just pisses me off more about Schilt for this year specifically. Just the way that he
So are you
managed.
anti-bunt in all situations at this point?
Dude, after what we had to experience this year.
What
with
if
this
it was
team,
game 7 of the World Series? You're tied at 3. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Petco Park. It's 1st and 2nd for Martin Maldonado.
Yes, I'm bunting.
Thank you. So you're not
I'm not anti every
Right.
situation. I'm anti bunt. Like
1st inning, no score runner on.
2nd inning, 4th inning.
Because you're letting pitchers off hooks.
Like top of the 9th inning after you just had 3 straight hits to pull within a run and you have nobody out in the inning. Yeah, that's when I'm anti bunt.
I love how we're like, hey, Sean and Jim is like, let me tell you what I hate about Detroit. What?
I'm spicy today.
Let me tell you what I hate about Mike
Schilt.
Schilt.
Fraud. Like, get Bochy in here. Get his ass out. Guy sucks. Can't win anything.
I mean, managers are exposed in playoff losses.
That's what happens when the offseason comes around.
Yeah.
And you're waiting around to see what the Padres are going to do.
I'm still checking my email, like for the Padres to be sending out this email on their.
I'm not, because I don't get it.
Well, you don't get the email. Let me check. I'll text you.
Yeah.
No emails of yet. No emails of yet.
Yeah, you're not getting any emails anytime soon, probably.
Oh, my.
What?
My wife found thousands of ants.
Oh, no. What happened? Let me see.
On the side of the trash can.
Oh, dude, let me see.
Look on the floor.
Oh, dude, you're screwed.
Look on the floor.
Oh, no.
That is disgusting.
All right, first question.
What's in the trash?
Yes. Second question. Where do they come from?
That's the thing. Well, like outside. I mean,
Third question. Will you be burning down the house?
yes. I hate.
Oh, no, dude.
No. Oh, my. Look with the zoom in, dude.
Oh,
Ants everywhere.
where did they come from?
Ant farm, probably.
My guess is you guys put something in the trash that's like shouldn't be in the trash.
I'm like so anti-bug.
well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get it.
Most people are.
it's just so annoying.
We had a spider problem at our house for a while.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you like eat them or something?
What?
Or didn't you have some infestation or something?
Didn't I eat them?
No,
No.
something happened.
Yes, I was going to tell you.
What happened?
So for a while, by our front door, so we have like a gate and we have a closed-in front yard. And by our front door, for some reason, at nighttime, black widows would just like show up. And there was a time where I counted, there were 4 black widows at one time just chilling outside of our front door.
Now, what will they do? Like, I mean, are they on the attack or something?
Only if you try to attack them.
But then what happens? Will you die?
You're not going to die, but you don't get bit by a black widow spider. That's like, they're poisonous.
You could die.
You could die if you had like an autoimmune problem or something.
I'm just saying, like, what is their point?
to kill you, John.
That's what I'm saying. They have no purpose.
There's a lot of things in this world that has no purpose.
I know,
but they're
it's
there.
annoying.
But yeah, I had every night there were multiple black widow spiders just like chilling by our front door. And every night I would go out there and I'd spray and kill them. And there the next day, more would show up. It was a problem at our house. We had like so many spiders at our house.
Listen to this, Kristen in the text. I screamed when I saw it. You would have, in all caps, died. This morning we saw like 20 ants, me and Jones. We both did the same thing. We both screamed, and you've seen this on the wrap-up show. We both said, Kristen, Mom. I'm like, there are ants everywhere.
Well, maybe that's a sign that there was something wrong today.
But there were only like 20. Jones literally took his socks off because he walked on the floor. There were a couple of ants. He took his socks off and threw them because there were ants on them. And then later in the day, these ants have taken over our place.
Okay. Where were the ants to this morning? So by the trash can?
In the vicinity. I didn't put two and two together.
That's like,
I mean, what could possibly be in the trash can? Trash? The whole point of a trash can, it has a top.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like the ants shouldn't be like determined to get in there.
If you had something in that trash can, which I'm guaranteeing that
It's
you
like
did.
fruit or something.
Yeah. And you had
Ants like fruit.
Yeah,
I love fruit.
Ants like food. They like fruit. And if you had an opening, dude,
I don't think it was open.
No. I mean, like in your house. All it takes is one ant.
We didn't have like a sign that says like "come on in."
All it takes is one ant.
Well, how? And then more come?
Yeah.
Because they call their friends or something?
Yeah,
It's like a lifeline.
They text their buddies.
Yo, Bob.
Yo, we got fruit
Check this place
in the
out.
house.
What do you got, Brent?
Text line says, kill some ants, be a man.
Yeah, but not 1,000.
Dude, it's ants. You can.
It's like 2 steps.
Fine.
Yeah, but if they're like those killer ants or whatever,
Oh my gosh, those
What-
killer ants
what
are
killer
massive,
ants?
though.
those red ones.
Yeah, those aren't red,
Fire
John.
ants.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
even wanna
have
go.
those.
Honestly, I'm not going home. I'm not going home.
When I was about Jones's age, maybe a little older, I remember I was playing outside one day, and I was sitting on the grass, and my leg started to really itch, and I was like, "What is?" It's like a vivid memory when I was young, and somehow, I had like a million ants inside of my pants, like
Ants in your pants.
ants in my pants, just crawling everywhere.
And then did you have hungry hippos?
No, but I remember taking my pants off outside, my little whitey tighties, my little Power Ranger whitey tighties, and there was just ants all down my legs.
Yeah, I blame you on that for some reason.
I didn't do it. I just was outside.
You were like 6 and this happened?
yeah.
That is horrific.
Yeah, it sticks with me to this day. Not a big ant guy either.
All right, I'm not sure where we were, but I do know this.
Ant talk. 877-767-4776.
This happens when they lose in the first round.
Seriously, we're talking about freaking ants, dude.
John Ramey is the voice of the Wolfpack. He'll get us ready for San Diego State, Nevada this weekend, Saturday at 7:30 on the other side. But we did promise you this. We have a great giveaway for caller 7 right now. 2 free tickets to Howlow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego for caller 7 right now. Ants,
That's what I was laughing at.
877-767-4760. But one of the houses of Howlow Scream is ants. Another is Padres runners in scoring position. Another is the Padres' inability to land players from overseas in the posting period. 877-767-4760.
Roki Suzuko.
Caller 7, you're going to Howlow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. New horrors awaken, 5 haunted houses, 8 terrifying scare zones, hidden speakeasies. That sounds cool. And the Shrills of Coasters After Dark select nights now through November 1st. Get tickets at SeaWorld.com/San Diego. Caller 7. You are going. All right. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network. She will join the show at 5:30. John Ramey gets us ready for San Diego State and Nevada, the voice of the Wolfpack. On the other side, this is John and Jim and the Ants.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Mariners and Tigers, game 3 of the ALDS in Detroit. Seattle has a 2-0 lead, bottom of the 3rd inning. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. And we're moments away from first pitch in New York. Yankees and Blue Jays. Blue Jays have a 2-0 series lead there. They're looking to finish off the Yankees and move on to the ALCS. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples now through October 11th. Save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is the final hour of John and Jim. John Ramey calls Nevada Wolfpack games. He'll join us momentarily. San Diego State, Nevada coming up Saturday night. Game you can hear on San Diego Sports 760. And then Cynthia Freeland, friend of the show from the NFL Network. She will join us coming up at 5:30. Jim made a good point. It could be worse than having ants.
Yeah.
He said like cockroaches and mice and...
Which I experienced. So
how did you deal with that? You can deal with things.
Here's how we dealt with it. We moved. And I'm dead serious.
I would move probably.
But
it
was not fun. It was the opposite of fun. Like having, I mean, this is really gross. We have cockroaches like in our pantry. And we didn't realize until we cleaned everything out just how many cockroaches there were because of all the cockroach poop. And then we had dead mice up in our attic that we didn't know about. That place was brutal. And just quick story, because I know we're going to get here to John. After we left, about 2 weeks after we left, there was an accident right next to our house. Somebody, because we lived next to a car wash, and somebody came out of the car wash and like they hit a pole next to the house.
Okay.
The pole fell down on the street and it ripped up the ground.
And there were cockroaches?
There were thousands of cockroaches right outside the house in the sewer, just chilling. So it could be much worse, is what I'm telling you.
You've effectively scared me.
Yeah, but you live in a nice place. So I wouldn't worry about cockroaches. Ants are an easy fix.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
ants are an easy fix, dude. It's fine. You don't have spiders and rats and cockroaches in your house. If you did, then I'd say burn it down. But you don't, so you're fine.
Let me tell John to call us. John Ramey.
Yeah, sometimes people don't get the call because the phones show up as like a blocked number. It's right there.
Okay.
Anyway, we are officially in the off season to talk about cockroaches and
like
ants.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. All right. So we'll talk about San Diego State and Nevada coming up, hopefully, with John Ramey, who calls Wolfpack games. Talk to Cynthia Freeland coming up at 5:30. Like Jim said, 2-0 Seattle. Bottom 3. Yankees and Blue Jays about to get underway. Seattle, they're through 3 innings. Seattle and Detroit, 2-0 Mariners. So I'm on team. Is it okay to root for the team that's opposite the Padres in the Vetter Cup?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's not Michigan, Ohio State.
It's not.
Okay.
I am on the Blue Jays and the Mariners bandwagon. And if the Blue Jays and Mariners meet in the ALCS, which is a possibility,
who do you root for then?
I'd go Seattle.
It's weird though, because the Padres team up with the Blue Jays on All-Star voting.
Oh, they always do.
But then they're fierce competitors on field in the Vetter Cup.
Yeah. I would be. Give me a Dodgers Mariners World Series, so then I can like firmly root for Seattle, and the entire country can root for Seattle.
Are we all in agreement that the Vetter Cup, as we knew it in 2025, should cease to exist in 2026?
It has to die. And I'm not talking not a slow death, like just the quickest death you could possibly imagine.
Was it sponsored this year?
I don't care.
Yeah, you're like, go find the sponsorship dollars elsewhere.
Vetter Cup, go F off. You are done.
It's done.
Done.
You still have a series if you want to have the Padres and Mariners play twice a year, which is what they did this year.
Hey, group dog. Nobody cares, bro. Get rid of the Vetter Cup.
What about the EV exit velocity tiebreaker for Eddie Vedder?
Dude, if they do the Vetter Cup next year, I mean, what a joke.
So you think it's just got to go by the wayside?
Kill it. Kill it with fire.
I mean, when I saw Eddie Vedder, we already knew he was a Cubs fan, but to see it in plain sight
He's
in the
celebrating
clubhouse,
the
celebrating with
clubhouse.
champagne.
And they're playing the Padres.
Right.
Kill it.
Just end it.
Quick death. Like the quickest.
What are we? Okay, I don't know.
How
if
much
we're
time
gonna
can we?
No, I don't know if we're gonna catch up.
How longer can we stall here?
Here's the thing. I think let's take you behind the scenes. I think John Ramey, who calls Wolfpack games, I think he called us. Did we hang up on him? No.
Brent hasn't touched anything.
Brent tried calling him, but I noticed that John's phone is on like silenced.
Just go like this.
Notify anyway.
Yeah. Do the
Should I do notify anyway? I never do. I don't even do it for like you.
Do the notified anyway. That's gonna show like this big like.
No, I'm not doing that.
Do it. Be a man. Do it.
Oh my gosh,
Come on,
dude.
Don't be like Schilt.
Would you guys do that?
Do it. Don't be a wuss.
Oh my god. Notify anyway? That's the equivalent of like walking into someone's house at midnight.
Grow some cojones, man. Do it.
No, this is the equivalent of like banging on someone's door at 4 a.m.
Do it. Come on.
Notify anyway.
Notify anyway. Show me. Show me you're doing it. There, you did it. Can't believe you did that. You're such an idiot. You are such an idiot.
I won't do that to Kristen.
I can't believe you did that. He's gonna hate you.
I'm so nervous.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's not like we're boys. Like I've only really met him one time.
Fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not like I like. Yeah,
you would have done it if it was Darnay.
I wouldn't do notify anyway.
I would have.
Maybe with Darnay. Maybe.
I'll notify.
I'm not doing notify anyway with Cynthia Freeland.
I'll notify anyway so hard.
Have you ever done notify anyway?
Yes.
With who?
Aaron.
Well, yeah, you're married.
But never with a guest before.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like what would be
I would never
the
be
most
caught dead doing that.
Imagine doing notify anyway when like texting AJ Preller.
Preller is the ultimate notify anyway, right?
You don't need to do it because he's always on his phone.
No. I mean, like if Preller is texting somebody and they don't respond to Preller, he's notifying anyway, correct?
Oh, 100%. Oh, I think it might have worked. I think it may have worked.
We're gonna ask him about the notify anyway.
Oh my!
I need to ask John about this notify anyway.
Okay, all right. John Ramey is the voice of the Wolfpack. San Diego State will be in Reno Saturday night. We're gonna get to this game, John. I just did something I've never done in my life because my co-host
I peer pressured him into doing it.
So I texted you and it said your phone was silenced, and then there's that button that says notify anyway, and I'm like, there's no way I'm touching that thing. And Jim's like, do it. So I eventually did it, and boom, you called. So sorry to hit note. Like, do you feel the same way? Like,
did that work?
It's not like me and you have known each other for 20 years. Like, is there anyone you notify? Like, do you push that button much?
Listen, no, I don't. But it was a broadcast emergency because I was late. So I totally understand.
All good.
I completely understand.
All right.
I can't believe John did that.
It's so funny. All right. Tell us about, all right. So you look on paper, and I think a lot of Aztec fans are going to do this. You know how this works, this sport. Like, oh, Nevada's 1-4. But you look at their results overall. I watched the Fresno State game on Saturday in Fresno, and Nevada looked like the team that was fully capable of winning the game. They basically ran out of time. And I know that the quarterback came off the bench, the freshman Carter Jones, and he really made an impact. So, like, what can you say about where the Wolfpack are? Yes, they're 1-4, but does it feel like they have some momentum considering the way they played on Saturday night?
I would love to tell you it feels like they have some momentum based on the closeness of the game. But apart from the opener at Penn State, Nevada has been in close games, including kind of a miraculous last few minutes interception return for a touchdown in their lone win against Sacramento State. And I think while there have been green shoots or things to be positive about in every game, Nevada has just not been very good at winning. And it is a kind of an absurd thing to say, but Nevada's been good at some things, but winning hasn't been one of them. So I don't think momentum would be the appropriate concept, but I do think there's optimism because of the quarterback change, and Carter Jones showed an offense that had not scored multiple touchdowns in any game so far. He engineered 2 touchdown scoring drives in the second half. So I don't know if that can be called momentum. It's something. I don't know if that's exactly the term I'd use.
So San Diego State's been a dominant team so far this year at home. On the road, not so much. Even though it's a small sample size, they did not look good at Washington State. They picked up the win over NIU, but they won 6-3. So, going into this road game, what do you expect to see from San Diego State's perspective here? Do you expect to see the team that they've been on the road, or more so the team they've been at home?
That's funny. That's been the discussion because, of course, we have kind of disparate data points, right? With the NIU game being like the low end of it, and then the performance against Cal, and then against Colorado State recently. I mean, I think Nevada's defense is pretty good, and the statistical realities kind of back that up. So I suspect this game will be a race to 24. Frankly, I think every Nevada game at this point has been that outside of the opener at Penn State. And I do think that it's parents' weekend, a family weekend on campus. So I think the crowd will be somewhat a little bit more juiced than you might anticipate with a 1-4 team coming home with 3 straight losses. But yeah, it's been tough to track the Aztecs, that's for sure.
John Ramey calls games for the Wolfpack. He's with us right now on John and Jim. John, how do you describe, or what's it like maybe in Reno with what's playing out with realignment, with a handful of these schools in the Mountain West, obviously joining Oregon State and Washington State, and a handful of the current Mountain West schools remaining, but adding some additional schools like NIU, for example, in 2026. How's that playing out in Reno?
It's really interesting. There is always there's always a fair amount of chatter about what the realignment is bringing, what the legal proceedings between the Pac-12 and the Mountain West are. That tends to be a joke. I have a great colleague here, Chris Murray, who does a great job as a reporter and has been on the beat for the Wolfpack for decades. And he jokes about how if he wants people to start talking, or he wants to goose his readers' numbers, the clicks, all he has to do is talk about realignment. People are very kind of intrigued by that, and frankly, more so than what's been going on the field for the Wolfpack, who've won only 8 games, since the end of 2021 in football. So it's something people are keeping an eye on, and it's been a bit colored by the fact that Nevada has had just a very dry spell here, the driest stretch of time they've had with regard to success since they joined the FBS ranks in the early 90s. So all the moving parts and maybe some of the, I don't know if envy is the right word, but certainly wanting the best outcome for Nevada in the new landscape has been tempered by the reality that the football program just has not performed all that well at a suddenly very kind of critical time for all athletics departments to be putting the best foot forward with regard to football, just because it's so revenue centric, and it's such an important component of how universities, how athletics departments are assessed when maybe thinking about changing conferences.
How do you view Sean Lewis and what he's done in a short time here at San Diego State through his second season so far?
I mean, one of the great kind of all-time questions for me in college football in the West is San Diego State and kind of a lack of maybe an offensive legacy or an offensive tradition since Coach Coryell, maybe. And this year, honestly, the big point totals, and specifically the Colorado State and Cal game, kind of grabbed my attention. And sorry about that. And I have to say that, the Aztecs, I mean, they're poised. They're poised for the next chapter in college athletics. They got the new facility. They've got the big market. I think Coach Lewis has them sitting pretty.
John Ramey with us right now on John and Jim. I go back, John, kind of an altering moment for San Diego State football was that game at Snapdragon 2 years ago. Remember that game in Nevada? I want to say they lost 16 straight, right? Heading into that game, on the other side of it, Brady Hoke would announce his retirement, I think within a week or two of that. But that really, I mean, that was for San Diego State. That was like kind of that point of the Aztecs another direction. Ultimately, they hire Sean Lewis, and then Nevada went another direction as well, right? Because Jeff Choate was hired after that season. Is that correct?
That's right. So that win, that 6-0 win, broke a nation's long at the time losing streak of 16 games for the Wolfpack.
Right.
They ended up making the coaching change and then hiring Jeff Choate last year. And Nevada started 3-4 last year. in Choate's first season, led until very late at home against SMU in the opener, and played very close games. And last year was 2-6 in one possession games. And so even though the Pack didn't win a conference game last year, they were so close, and they did beat Oregon State, and fared very well against SMU, a team that ended up going to the playoff. That, you don't want to say like a 3-win season was full of promise, but it did feel like something was changing. And that has made the series of narrow defeats and really kind of the sputtering offense this year a little bit more dispiriting, because it has been much more challenging from a narrative standpoint to kind of harness, as you said, momentum, to make the case that, this is some sort of inevitable course of progress here. Nevada is a little bit stuck in the mud, even though they've been good they've leveled up on defense and they've leveled up on special teams. But maybe the quarterback change to Carter Jones, the freshman, is the magic bullet. And candidly, Wolfpack fans are pretty desperate for that to be the case.
Well, we'll be again on site from Reno on Saturday night, San Diego State and Nevada for a final time in the Mountain West, Aztecs and Wolfpack. John, appreciate you taking time for us in San Diego. We'll see you this weekend, and thanks for hopping on.
Oh, thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right, great stuff from John Ramey. Again, I hit the notify anyway. Look what happened.
Notify anyway. It's
otherwise he wasn't coming on.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
And we are in the midst of desperate times.
Yeah. It was either we just did that entire segment of just
about ants
stalling, or we just say, you know what? I'm notifying anyway here.
Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us at 5:30. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances, $200,000 every weekday with the bonus bucks giveaway. That's every hour, 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. Listen for the keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com. Next chance, $200,000 coming up at 6 p.m. The Mariners lead the Tigers 4-0.
Yes.
The Blue Jays lead the Yankees in the Bronx 2-0, right, on a Vladdy homer.
That thing ended quickly.
So, yes, if that score holds, Blue Jays are moving on. If this scores holds. The Mariners have a 2-1 lead in the series, and we take back home field advantage.
Similarities here, both teams hitting home runs.
Oh, home runs are good.
Those are very good. Bunting, not good. I want dudes that mash.
Yes.
I mean, Phillies, they mash, but they've shrunk in the postseason the last couple of years.
Yep, they have. You're right.
But it's better to bet on that than to bet on small ball, is the conclusion.
It's way more narrow of a path to win the way the Padres want to win.
Yeah.
Like everything has to go perfectly, and it didn't against the Cubs. Is it going to go perfectly against the Brewers? I mean, it's just so hard to win in that manner. And that was proven. And that has been proven. It was proven last night with the Phillies.
Yeah. It's just not how you win in today's game. You got to hit home runs and you got to hit for power.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching some of these games. Like there's like grand slams in Toronto. It's 9-0 in the third inning, or
Brewers are smacking.
Yeah, scoreless. Or the Dodgers at home against the Reds, scoring 20-something runs in 2 games.
Yeah,
take the pressure off yourself. Yeah. Live a little. Score.
Yeah, you're not winning a World Series if you don't hit home runs.
I mean, even going back to game 2, the game they won, the Padres game they won. And not like they tore the cover off the baseball, guys. They scored 3 runs.
I know.
Now, it felt like that it was smooth sailing because the Padres, shoot, 3 runs for them.
But they hit a home run.
Hit a 2-run home run. That was great.
Yeah, that's it right there. You hit home runs, you're going to win. Easy as that. For not like all the time, but.
No, because didn't they homer in game 1?
They homered in game 3.
That's what I meant. Oh, yeah, Jackson Merrill.
Yeah, but they were already down 3-0 at the time. It was a solo shot. Solo shots, when you're down by 3 runs or more, aren't going to do much for you.
They count for 1 run.
I mean, they could get you back into a game, yeah, but.
I mean, the thing is they got into the game, but yeah. I mean, they scored how many runs in the series? 5 runs in the series.
You need to hit bombs, bro.
They scored 5 runs in a series, and like the Brewers are scoring 5 runs in innings, or the Blue Jays are scoring 5 runs in innings.
Like if we get through next season, say the Padres make the postseason again,
yeah,
which would be great.
Yeah,
right. But if they make the postseason and they're a bottom 10 team in baseball in home runs,
you say, here we go again.
Yeah, I won't be like, you know what, they can overcome that. Like I need this team next year to be a top 10 hitting team as far as home runs go.
How?
Toddy needs to mash, and that's easier said than done. Merrill needs to mash. Manny needs to mash. And
and the big pickup needs to hit 36.
Yeah. Like you need 35 plus bombs from Toddy. You need 25 plus bombs from Merrill. You need close to 30 bombs like Manny's giving you every year in a Padres uniform. You need another guy to rip off 20 plus. That's how you do it right there. You can't have your leading home run hitter have 27.
Yeah, in a year where guys are hitting 60.
Now, if you had 5 guys that hit 25 bombs, that's it. Okay. But this team had 2 guys hit 20 bombs all year long.
And it was Toddy at 25, Machado at 27.
And both those guys disappeared in the postseason, albeit for 1 at-bat by Manny Machado.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, it's easy to say top 10 in homers would be nice. I don't know, man. It's so wishful.
I mean, Tigers hit a lot of home runs too, but I don't know, man. Padres were never going to win a World Series. It's easy to say that now after the fact, but.
Well, we didn't even go into the postseason saying, hey, they're going to win the World Series.
No, we said, just can they get past the Cubs?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we didn't say, hey, can they win the World Series heading into the postseason? No. Necessarily. All right, Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network will join us coming up in about 4 minutes as we're through week 5 in the National Football League. Her reaction to last night in Jacksonville. Were the Chiefs the big winners in their loss to the Jags? We'll talk to Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network. On the other side, we have Jim's back page coming up as well. We are here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about the hotel and spa at Hamul Casino Resort. It is now open. It is the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Hamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
Yeah, and savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Hamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
Also, we told you about the spa. It is now open. You can unwind in style, experience pure relaxation with indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind, only at Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Postseason baseball, a couple of game threes right now underway. Mariners lead the Tigers 4-0 as we head to the top of the fifth inning. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. And the Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hits a 2-run homer in the top of the first inning. Blue Jays lead that series 2-0. Yankees are trying to extend that series as they're facing elimination. Cue the easy button because it's officially easy deal days at Staples now through October 11th. Save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your Staples local store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Always great to connect with Cynthia Freeland, NFL Network back with us. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Hard to believe it's October. NFL season fully underway, and Cynthia back with us here on John and Jim. So first of all, we appreciate you taking time for us. Secondly, the Chiefs here. What's your level of overall? Are you concerned or not? They lose. They're 2-3. They've got a challenging schedule. What's your level of concern with the Chiefs?
Oof. Well, the good news is after this week, they get Rashee Rice back, which will be helpful because they need a little bit more horsepower on that offense. The hard part is they haven't even really gotten into the meat of their schedule. I mean, there's a trip to Buffalo. There's hosting the Lions in primetime this week without Rashee Rice. There's some challenging games in there. Now, I would never want to bet against Andy Reid or against Patrick Mahomes. However, I don't know. This feels like it feels like a tough one. Now, it will depend on can the Chargers pick it back up without their tackles, and there's some other things, but it's certainly not a Chiefs team that I'm thinking wins 14 games or anything crazy like that somehow.
What happened? Sorry, my mic's not on.
Hold on, time out.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Cynthia, this is what I deal with every day.
You know,
we do a radio show. Jim doesn't turn his mic on.
It's a problem at times. I've been doing this for a little bit now, but it's still a problem. I was going to say, Ravens, what the hell's the problem?
Well, I mean, when you're like 20 all pro seasons and $300 million sitting on the bench, because they're injured, it's really hard to come back from that many injuries. Like it could be like their list of like all pros, right. Like that's who was missing. So, I mean, especially once you start 1-4, I was talking to some players and they're like, what sounds terrible? 1-5. And that's what they be if they don't win, if they don't somehow manage to find a way to beat the Rams before their bye. It sounds so much different to be 2-4 versus 1-5. So I don't know if I think they can do it, especially if they can't find a way to get a little healthier. But, they do have an easier schedule after their bye. The problem is, will there be enough time to make up the difference?
That's what I was going to ask you. Cynthia Freeland, NFL Network, is with us. I mean, in the AFC North, which isn't exactly, a juggernaut here. I mean, is there a scenario with health where they can put it together in the back half and find a way to compete at the top of that division with someone like Pittsburgh?
It sounds crazy, but absolutely, especially no Joe Burrow. The Bengals defense is abysmal. I mean, the Browns are just now they're playing roulette, it's kind of fun, but whatever. And and then of course Pittsburgh hasn't been like this shining mark of consistency either. So it certainly is possible that the Ravens do end up winning the division. But we've seen teams like the NFC South last year felt like no one wanted to win, and somebody got in at 9-8 or whatever. So it's happened before. It could happen again, but it's always it won't be pretty if that's the case.
Mm-hmm. Looking at my 49ers here, they're 4-1 with all backups. Mac Jones is out there balling out. How much credit, as far as the credit goes, do you give credit to Mac Jones or do you give more credit to like Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh for taking this group of essentially backups here for the last couple of weeks and, turning them into a 4-1 football team?
Can the answer be both? Because if Mac Jones weren't playing at the level that he's playing at, then there wouldn't be a chance for them to be in this situation. But if they weren't being coached in the way they're being coached, then, it obviously wouldn't work as well. I mean, the amount, it's every year I feel like we say this in the beginning of the year. It's like the level of injuries this year is bigger than ever. But, this year it feels pretty crazy. Like the entire Niners team, the entire Ravens team, just these big teams that you had these huge expectations for. But somehow the Niners are winning. Now, I will say, Kyle Shanahan lives rent-free in Sean McVay's head. So there is something about the matchup between the two of them that oftentimes definitely results in fireworks. If not, you knew Kyle had some extra tricks, and he did expose some of the weaknesses in that secondary that we all were worried about ahead of the season.
Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network with us right now, and John and Jim. How do you feel about the Chargers where they are? Speaking of injuries, they've dealt with them obviously as well. They started 3-0. They've lost the last couple of games, including a loss in New York to Jackson Dart and the Giants. How do you feel about where the Chargers are situated at this point in their season?
The problem with the Chargers is that the Broncos and the Chiefs are still in the division.
Sure.
And that, especially now that the Broncos, Sean Payton has this thing where he just it's like an October situation. If you look at the trend with Bo Nix, if you look at the trend back in the Saints days, they just keep getting better. And that's a really scary defense. So I'm not saying the Chargers they're out of it. I'm not doing anything like that, but I'm a little bit more concerned because, that O-line, you were already asking a lot of a guy to move from the right to the left and Joe Alt. And now you have, Austin Deckles playing a lot of snaps. I love the kid. He eats alligators. He's a fun kid, but not the same kind of protection afforded from him as those two starters.
How real are the Colts?
Well, listen, it's funny because the Colts and the Jags, just killing it with wins. So just like we all drew it up, right?
Right.
And the Texans can't buy a win, but I guess against the Ravens, but they're having a hard time winning. But I mean, I think the thing I'm buying about them is if you look at what's going on with Jonathan Taylor, it feels like the ability to be in third and short and control the game on the ground with that run game and a defense that's better. And it's an improved defense. It's better enough. I mean, that's not good English, but better enough that it really complements what the offense is able to do. But I love whatever team is in third and short most often is almost always. It is a very good, reliable metric for who is winning football games because it shows a lot of control. And that's just where they've lived this whole season. I know the loss to the Rams was kind of a weird one, but if you call back some penalties or if people hold on to the football when they're across the line, we would have a different record for them.
Cynthia Freeland with us right now on John and Jim. So the Eagles are 4-1, and their record over the last 20 games, regular season and postseason, is ridiculous. I mean, they just win, but they're coming off a loss. It seems like in the wins, they've kind of just maybe a little bit like the Chiefs over some of these seasons where they just find ways, but it's not the most inspiring football. I want to say maybe they've been outgained so far this year in general, even though their record is 4-1. How do you feel about Philadelphia coming off the Super Bowl 4-1 overall? I think they had 10 rush attempts or something like that against Denver this past weekend. How do you feel about the Eagles overall?
The fun part is that you have this situation where, everyone thinks Saquon is the Eagles and the push is the Eagles. And it's true that was a big part of their identity. But the thing I'm a bit more concerned about than their offense, which, by the way, their offense had some growing pain issues last year too, but the defense not getting pressures, that's where I'm a little bit more actually concerned because that was a strength of their team last year and kind of always. So the fact that you're seeing, Cortland Sutton made Quinyon Mitchell look pedestrian, which is hard to do because Quinyon's been having a good season, but I'm a little more concerned about the front of their defense maybe than the exact offense per se.
I know you're a Lions fan, so you're gonna like this question.
Sure.
Lions best team in the NFL? I think you can make a case, right?
They're the most charming team in the NFL, and that I feel like is the case I can absolutely make. The whole David Montgomery story alone is they gave it the Tom Rinaldi treatment. It's good. It's good stuff when you're having tears watching a game that's a blowout. So. Look, I think they're the best team in football. I don't know. Their defense has some things to show me still, especially now that Terrion Arnold is going to miss some time, if not the rest of the season. The secondary, other than safeties, but the corners have been a question mark. DJ Reed is good, but you need more than one and to be a true contender. I think the offense, I'm not worried about Johnny Morton. That was ahead of the season. Can they handle it without Ben Johnson? I think that, the O-line has started to figure itself out, which is great. But I have some questions about the defense still.
All right, I'll ask you this. This is my final question. Which would surprise you more, Buffalo in the Super Bowl or Detroit?
Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, you grew up a Lions fan.
I know the Lions. Come on here.
Last year it was kind of, it wasn't silver platter. It was kind of silver platter, right? You're hosting Washington with the chance to host the NFC title game. I know. That's what you dream for.
Kill me. But I will say, look, there's a reason that Josh Allen won the MVP. Some people can say, oh, Lamar was better, but no, but Josh Allen is MVP caliber, whether or not you thought whatever. And that always makes someone feel a little bit more, even against the Patriots, they had three weird turnovers, not like them. You still did not feel like it was over. You were like, wait, how much time? Did they even have 10 seconds? Okay, they could and that's just, that kind of feeling is different. And the Buffalo defense, they have something that they need to prove to me too. But again, I just feel like it's a different sort of animal when it comes to having Josh Allen back there. And I love Jared Goff. Let me be clear. He's officially now played more games as a Lion than he has as a Ram. So wow. I think he's a Lion now. So, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I really like him. He's great. But Josh Allen and his versatility with his ability to rush and earn first downs just in crazy ways, it just feels a little bit more like something that you could bet on. Then Lions would be like, all right, it's a team effort every time, which credit to them that they can do that. But sometimes you just need the big dog behind the center to make it happen.
Well, maybe our minds are blown and we see both Buffalo and Detroit in a Super Bowl.
My head would explode and I would actually have a hard time with that because I want the Lions to win, but like I like the Bills too. I'd want a David and Goliath situation, right?
Right.
Like I either want like the Bills to face the Eagles, or I want the Lions to face like the Chiefs. You know, I don't want to, because then the whole country will be galvanized towards the David in that case.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, the whole country would be like, we want both teams to win.
right, go tie.
Yeah.
Go the Bills. Everyone would be like, guys, Bills, Lions, like there's no losers here. And they're like,
I
no,
know.
but there are.
Yeah.
I
And it's
know.
devastating.
Cynthia, always appreciate you taking time for us. Thank you for all your insight and perspective
it.
for San Diego. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Great talking to you. Yep.
Great catching up. Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network. We'll come back with Jim's back page. That's next. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, eventful day. I would say kind of eventful. I don't know. Watching postseason
We talked about
baseball.
ants and cockroaches.
Okay, that's true. So that's eventful, right?
Sure.
Somewhat eventful.
Somewhat
day.
eventful, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Tomorrow we're back, 2 p.m.
Yes, John.
And we'll do more of the same.
Unless the ants get you tonight in your
I
sleep,
know,
John.
dude. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with going home to ants. And I think Kristen's at dinner with girlfriends, so like it's me versus the ants.
Oh, you're
I'm going to
screwed.
show that picture to Jones. He will lose his mind. And show him a picture of ants on a trash can, and he's going to be like, he's going to be fascinated by that.
Where's Jones?
Well, Kristen's at dinner.
Okay.
Jones is with Kristen's parents. I'll pick up Jones from Kristen's parents' place out after I get out of here.
Okay.
So it'll be a lot of ant talk.
Probably.
Would be my guess.
Yeah.
He doesn't yet know
Did
about
she
the ants.
clean up the ants?
She says she cleaned most.
Oh, no.
Like, what do you mean most? There were 1,000. I need them all gone.
You can't clean out most of the ants.
I probably would have called 911.
Dude,
And I don't know if you're
I wouldn't put
supposed
that-
to,
I
but-
wouldn't put that past you.
I get it. It's for emergencies, but to me, it's an emergency.
How do you function? How did you function without Kristen?
I have no idea, man.
Like you
I
always
was
talk
in a
about
fraternity.
You always talk about
that. Was
talk about
crazy.
me not functioning.
Without Kristen, if I was single, I'd probably die. I would eat like pasta and popcorn.
And like dried carrots.
Yeah, I would eat nothing. Like I would not eat. I'd have like cereal.
I would eat sushi every night. That's what I did do
And
every
it
night.
was so expensive to just go out every night.
I know.
You know,
But
I
had
could
this,
do that.
I had this sushi truck that
What?
was right next to my old
Oh,
where I used to live.
we went one time. I
Yeah.
think actually in your neighborhood. I walked by it. Your neighborhood was awesome. Is it like South Park area?
Yeah. I lived in a garage, granted, but there was a sushi truck. It was so good.
Was there another truck by you that we went to once that served something else?
Shawarmas?
Maybe, but I don't even eat that.
Where did we go? I know
we
we
went to a place that was like a food truck on the side, like within a few blocks of your place, I think, one time.
I forget. But
Your
yeah,
place is good location.
great location.
Your place itself sucked.
Rent was ridiculous at the end.
The rent was high.
If I didn't find Aaron,
The rent is too damn high.
rent is too damn high.
Mhm.
If I did not find Aaron, I don't know where I would have been, because there was no way I was staying there with the rent that my landlord at the time was telling me that it would go up to. I was like,
So
are you kidding me?
Were you trying to find a girlfriend just to save on rent at
No,
the time?
it happened. It happened after the fact. So I found Aaron, and then in like that November, they're like, "Hey, by the way, your rent's going up." I'm like, "Are
You're
you
like, I'm
kidding
out.
me?
I'm
I
out.
live in like
This
a
sucks."
400 square foot garage, dude.
Without like air conditioning
Guess
and
how much-
internet.
Guess how much the rent would have been if I stayed?
So you're not kidding. It was like 400 square feet, if that.
Yeah, you've been. In the,
I was in there one time or two times. You tell. I mean, let me guess. 2850.
that would have been that would have been stupid.
Really?
2850 is way too high.
2250.
Closer.
2 grand.
1900.
I mean, you know
there-
it is though. In San Diego's everything. Everything's expensive.
Before it was 1500.
Oh, they went 15 to 19.
Yeah,
Is that even legal?
probably not.
I think. Can you do whatever you want with rent in California?
No.
No, there's like rent caps, right?
I was like, what?
Yeah. That's
Now
insane.
with the 1500 when I was there, it included internet,
right. Oh yeah, that's
and
right. That's
cable.
right. So you had some of those thrown in. Yeah.
and I didn't have to pay for any utilities.
Right. So it was all in.
Yeah,
Okay, but you saying going off 400 a month? You're like, I'm not paying for that.
not doing that. And even
Yeah.
then, at 1500 a month, I was like
Yeah.
barely surviving. Like I couldn't do that.
Right.
That was tough, man.
Do you want to do the back page or just want to talk about ants?
We can talk about ants if you want some more.
Let's get to the back page.
What's going on in this Mariners game?
Mariners are winning.
Okay.
4-1.
All right, so I think I know the answer to this because I was talking to Aaron about this the other night. If I offered to you, you can only eat at Costco like for the entire year. I think I could do it. Do you think you could do it, Brent?
Well, what does that mean? Like I can
What's
go
the
inside
challenge
and
of
get the
it?
food in there, or just at the like hot dog stand?
You get $1 million after the end of the year.
No, but I'm saying, do you get
I
to
don't
eat
know.
whatever's in the store?
No. Just at the stand outside.
Nobody wants. I mean, I don't want to do that. But you're saying they have good options,
I
right?
could. Yeah, pizza or hot dog.
Pizza.
He says they have more.
No, they got more, Brent. They
What
have,
else they got?
all right, so they got pizza, hot dogs. They have chicken bakes. They have salad. They have fruit
Did you say
smoothies.
Fruit? Yeah.
They have cookies.
Did you say fruit cup?
They have fruit cups. They have ice cream. Where I'm
Oh,
going with
yeah.
this
I think
is
you die. Isn't it like the McDonald's, dude? If you eat McDonald's every day, it's not good for you.
yeah, we can eat salad a lot with
Yeah,
like fruit
and
cups.
fruit cup and smoothie, I guess. Where are you going with it?
Costco is releasing a new menu item.
Oh.
It is a brownie sundae for $2.99.
That's smart. Yeah.
Come
Because
on.
everyone's going to want that.
It's a caramel brownie sundae with vanilla ice cream, salted caramel sauce, chocolate, brownies, and whipped cream.
Dude, their pricing strategy is incredible.
It's
the pricing on that
genius.
menu specifically is ridiculous. Everything is reasonable.
My mom was in town a couple weeks ago, and we went to Costco to get some food, and she was hungry, and I didn't think she was going to want to do this, but she wanted a hot dog from the food court. And
Wow. There's usually lines and stuff,
we got
right?
there is, but
Yeah.
it was very quickly.
Yeah.
We got 2 hot dogs, 2 medium drinks, $3.
It's amazing, dude.
When I
hot
lived
dogs
by-
are massive.
Yeah, when I lived by the Costco in La Mesa, when I moved out here,
You go over there?
yeah, we would go there
Yeah.
just to go get hot dogs.
No, I-
We didn't even have a membership card because I think you need one now.
You don't need
Okay.
Oh,
one.
you don't need one
To
now?
be
Okay.
outside?
Okay.
Yeah, you can just go and pay. And,
For
yeah.
smoothie, $2.99? Like,
Yeah.
that's a deal.
A pizza the size of a wagon wheel for like
Yeah.
$7 or
Yeah,
whatever.
a
it used
pizza
to be.
slice for like $1.99. These are deals.
If you want some more protein, get chicken bake. Get some
That's
chicken.
$3.99.
I know.
That's a deal.
Salad there too. You get a salad?
Hot dog with the drink is $1.50, or is the hot dog for $1.50?
Hot dog with the drinks, $1.50.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
With the prices today and how stupid it is, that Costco,
That's ridiculous.
I love.
Yeah,
And if they added more food to the menu, like burgers or anything,
I
for
know.
like $2, oh, could you imagine?
I know. Okay, I like it.
Arby's, John, is releasing its new viral steak chicken nuggets nationwide. Arby's is redefined fast food snacking with the nationwide release of its new steak nuggets, available for a limited time. They started yesterday. The launch marks the first time a major chain has offered steak in nugget form, continuing Arby's push to have the meats in every possible shape.
Steak nugget.
Steak nuggets. According to Arby's,
They're
a 5-piece serving contains about 340 calories and 17 grams of protein. Dude.
It's not bad.
You know what they look like?
What?
You know, like at Panda Express, you can just get like the
Orange chicken?
no, it's like beef, but it's just like big beef cubes.
Yeah.
That come in as like steak.
It looks like that.
Yeah, it looks like that because all it is just a cube of steak.
It's not breaded.
No,
No.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
steak that looks
Yeah.
like nuggets.
Okay.
Hey, man.
It's grilled, looks awesome.
Looks really good, especially
Probably
17
expensive though.
probably is. It doesn't say the price
Yeah.
here, but
$10.
you can order as a 5 or a 9-piece entree with hickory barbecue sauce as part of a steak nugget sandwich layered with cheese, crispy onions, or in a steak nugget bowl served over white cheddar mac and cheese.
Sounds good.
Dude,
If I eat meat, sign me
yeah,
up.
I would eat that. Yeah.
Oh, we're out of time.
Oh man,
Shucks. All right, we're back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Much more for you. Reaction to the baseball postseason. Look ahead to this weekend in the NFL and college football and much more. The latest in Padres land, of course, as well. If you missed anything today, go to sportsst.com or the iHeartRadio app or iTunes or TuneIn Radio or Spotify. Back tomorrow at 2 for Brent and Jim. I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.